watching Western Athletic Conference Baseball, and it's here on ESPN+. It's a battle for the big country. The Texas Tech Red Raiders making a trip south to Abilene Christian University. As we welcome you inside Bullock Brothers Ballpark, the home of this evening's ball game. Jaden West alongside, I'm Roman Raffelli here for Jaden, a game between two teams who have had rough starts to conference play but have really seen it with the offense.
Yeah, both bullpens are struggling right now. That's been what a lot of these games have come down to. You see both these teams, Texas Tech and ACU, at the bottom of their conference standings, but they have good teams, really good lineups, and it could be a high-scoring affair here tonight.
Yeah, high-scoring affair, great lineups, as you mentioned there. We'll look at our impact players here for the Red Raiders. It's Connor Schaus, a two-way star, leading them on both sides of the ball.
Schaus is one of the most exciting players on this Red Raider team. He's a utility player that can play all over the diamond, shortstop, third base, right field. He slugs it really well. You see him batting at a .323 clip, but tonight he's going to be trying to get it done on the hill. As a starting pitcher in this game, a two-way player out of Georgia, one of the top prospects coming out of high school, all around a great ball player for the Red Raiders.
And for the Wildcats here, their DH Diego Cardenas, a .319 average, and OPS still over 1.1, a big piece for this ACU lineup.
Yeah, 18 home runs on the year. He can absolutely slug it. He'll be great out of the DH spot. He'll be hitting in the two-hole tonight, trying to rack up the RBIs, as he's done a great job of all year long. He's really the core of this ACU offense.
Yeah, good couple of players to watch there. Cardenas and Schaus going head-to-head, a mid-major and a power four going head-to-head here in Abilene. And for more on that, we'll send it to the third member of our team, Daisy Strine. Hey, Daisy.
Hey, Roman, thanks. Yeah, that's right. ACU just coming off a big win against Indiana last week, and just before that, they had a win against TCU 4-1 right here in Abilene, Texas. A win today would claim Abilene Christian's 17th win against a power conference school since the start of their D1 era starting in 2014. Texas Tech, on the other hand, coming into this one with some momentum as well after breaking a 5-game losing streak against Tarleton State just yesterday in 7 innings. It's going to be a good one. We'll send it back up to you guys.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Daisy. A good one on the other side of a break here on ESPN+. The Red Raiders and the Wildcats head-to-head after this. Back at Bullock Brothers Ballpark, Crutcher Scott Field here in Abilene, just moments away from first pitch in a midweek battle between the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the Abilene Christian Wildcats. Taking a look at our weather here, a lovely spring evening here in Abilene, 80 degrees, feels just like that, and 61% humidity, a lot of rain in the forecast over the last couple of days, even the next couple of days coming up, and some good wind pushing out to left field, a big piece for each of these lineups.
It's been cloudy all day here in Abilene, but clouds starting to clear up a little bit, some sun shining through. It is a little breezy, but really good weather for some baseball here tonight. This is a game that originally was scheduled for last week, but got rained out. They moved it to this week, and so ACU, they've had to play a lot of games since in the last 10 days, really, because of that reschedule.
Yeah, no game last week due to some inclement weather. These teams fortunate enough to be close enough in proximity to be able to have that flexibility of, you know, we can push this one to next week, a couple weeks down the stretch, whatever it is, but excited to have this one tonight nonetheless. Yeah,
and we've seen that happen over the last couple of seasons even. There was a game a few years ago. ACU was up. They were playing in Abilene. It rained in the middle of the game. They postponed it. They continued the game back in Lubbock, another home-and-home situation. So before they played Game 2, they finished Game 1 that started in Abilene. They played it in Lubbock. Texas Tech came back from a big deficit to win that ball game against the Wildcats. But we've seen games get shifted around from weather between these two teams before.
Yeah, this one here, the back end of the home-and-home this season. So the Wildcats and Red Raiders, if this one gets postponed, gets paused in the middle, whatever it is, it will certainly be a tricky situation there. No trip back to Lubbock to end this season here as both teams away taking the field, just moments away here. The Red Raiders been dominant in this series as of late. The Wildcats have gotten a couple of wins on them, but it's certainly been a one-sided affair over the last several seasons.
Yeah, just the one win back in 2022 in Lubbock at Danlaw Field. Wildcats still looking for their first win here at the home turf at Bullock Brothers Ballpark. They've had some recent success. You heard Daisy talk about it in the open. Some good success against some Power 4 schools. TCU, a couple of wins against. Indiana, a couple wins against in the last couple of years. But still looking for consistent success against the Red Raiders.
Yeah, let's take a look at our starting pitcher for the Red Raiders here, for the Wildcats here. It's Colin Adams, a junior for the Wildcats here, a big piece of their midweek rotation.
Yeah, Adams, a smaller lefty who he really relies on craft and angles of command, really over pure velocity. He's not going to throw super hard, upper 80s. He'll touch 90 maybe tonight with his fastball, but really just looking to locate throw well. He's had a pretty good season so far, mostly out of the bullpen, a 2.25 ERA with a 182 whip, but too many walks. He's a command guy that puts a little too many runners on base for free, so try to limit that tonight. You cannot allow free passes to this Red Raider lineup because their big sluggers in the middle of the lineup will make you pay.
That'll do it for Colin Adams here. We'll take a look at the Texas Tech batting order here. Kyler Thompson, Tracer Lopez, and Connor Schaus due up here in the top of the first for the Red Raiders. 3 productive bats to top it. Following them is Logan Hughes, Lincoln Garcia, Caden Ferraro, Matt Quintanar, Robin Villeneuve, and Coleman Ryan. It's really a top-to-down great lineup that has produced really well, just haven't quite had it all together in Big 12 play. Yeah,
this lineup's been really great. They have 7 qualified hitters above 350 in batting average, just all around really solid. 1 through 9, anybody any given day can go out there, have a 2, a 3, a 4-hit performance. ACU staff's going to have a lot in their hands here tonight.
Yeah, the leadoff, Kyler Thompson, 53 hits. Tracer Lopez bats second with 57 hits. As we take a look at the ACU defense, it's been shifted slightly. This is a team that has dealt with some injuries. You see JT Thompson there playing center field, but really it's about the mission that they've overcome. These injuries really shifted around, had guys who can play a lot of positions. Thompson is one of those.
Yeah, and it makes it nice to have a guy like Thompson who's a little bit of a wild card, a utility player. You're going to see him hit right in the middle of the lineup, but he's a very solid defensive player, as most of this Wildcat team is, especially the outfield. Brady Ladisaw, a freshman, getting the start out in left field. He's had a really good start to the season. And you see Ryan Jones out there in right field. Like you said, the Wildcats, a few injuries in the outfield, but these 3 guys can fill in and really have stepped up so far this year.
Yeah, Thompson, the Rutgers transfer, Abilene native. And you mentioned Ryan Jones playing right field for the Wildcats. He was at Texas Tech last season. Didn't get any play, now transfers a couple hours south here to Abilene Christian. Leading it off, as mentioned, is Kyler Thompson, the 358 average, entering this one atop the Red Raider lineup. Righty stands in. The first pitch is in for a strike from Colin Adams to start our ball game here at 5:09 in Abilene. He goes back to that off speed. You mentioned he's a crafty lefty, really relies on location. Going to it early here.
Yeah, back-to-back changeups to start off the game with Kyler Thompson in the box. Thompson against ACU, not super successful, just 1 for 4, did draw a walk, had a stolen base. Something he does very well is speed on the base paths.
It goes back to the off speed, now a 1-2 count, still not a swing from Thompson. And the 1-2 fouled back.
First fastball of the ball game. 1-2 count. Try to beat him upstairs. Thompson doing a good job of trying to catch up to it, able to foul it off and stay alive. I bet he goes right back to that off speed. Here in a 1-2 count.
And the 1-2 offer high and in. He went back to the fastball there. Might be setting up the off speed after trying to change the eye level.
They tried it again. He doesn't have a great fastball. It does have some arm side run, so it's more of a 2-seam, but just 87, 88 miles an hour. He really relies on the changeup as his put-away pitch, especially to a right-handed hitter.
Now the 2-2 lined through the left side and into left field for a single to lead it off. Kyler Thompson has his 54th hit of the year.
That's just a great piece of hitting there by Thompson. A changeup below the zone, a great, well-executed pitch by Adams, but he's able to stay with it there. You see how his hands stay in the zone for so long, and he lines it out into left field for the leadoff single, and now you got to watch him because he's definitely a threat to run.
Yeah, threat to run, 20 for 25 on stolen base attempts this season. Tracer Lopez now digging in from the left. We'll see our first left on left with the southpaw Adams. He'll go to first base before he goes home. Lopez on the year, 57 hits, a 361 average. He's driven in 30. He's also walked 23 times in that 2 spot.
Lopez has been so good as of late, 9 for his last 15.
Adams takes a look, the runner goes, and Sundgren can't make the grab and throw. It's a stolen base, now 21 of 26 for Thompson on the season. Well, Adams knew it was coming, took a check, took a couple looks, and still Thompson able to take the bag.
He's a speedy guy. Definitely a threat to score from second, even with less than 2 outs.
Lopez has 15 doubles on the year. Big swing and miss goes over the off speed. A nice pitch to bounce back from Adams.
What's so good about Colin Adams is because his changeup is such a great pitch, it makes his fastball look better than it is. He only throws it at 87 with some arm side run, but after you throw the changeup and the breaking ball, the fastball looks like it's 91 or 92 coming in hot.
Adams takes a look. Payne clears. This one driven into left center field. Ranging over is Thompson's going to get down and a 3-hop the wall. This will score the first run of the ballgame in Thompson as Lopez cruises into second. His 31st RBI and his 16th double puts the Red Raiders on top in the first.
Yeah, this is a breaking ball. Didn't really hang it. It was at the bottom of the zone, but just a nice job at taking it the other way. A great piece of hitting there by Tracer Lopez, and the wind just kind of tailed away from J.T. Thompson, the center fielder, landed right in that gap for an easy RBI double.
Already one across, runner in scoring position, no outs here in the top of the first. Connor Schaus now looking to help his own cause. First pitch is fouled straight back. Schaus, the two-way, 54 hits on the year, 8 of them home runs. He's driven in 54. And taking a look at his stats. Just a 1-for-5 day against ACU back on March 31st. But still that OPS nearing 1,000.
Yeah, Schaus, one of just 3 guys in this lineup tonight batting under 350, but still 8 home runs on the year. He's a big-time prospect here at Texas Tech. Tadlock likes him, Lubbock likes him, and he's got a chance to make a big impact if he stays or if he chooses to go to the draft. He's a good ball player all around.
A big piece in the middle of this order. He's behind 0-2 to Adams. Takes a look back, delivers home, high fastball. Schaus just a sophomore, but as you mentioned, you know, a highly touted prospect here in Lubbock. Now the 1-2, shot hard down that right field line. Got a good piece, but just late.
Yeah, it looks like to me that Schaus was sitting off-speed pitch there, which rightfully so with Colin Adams on the hill. Instead, Adams goes with a fastball in the outside corner. Schaus had to fight that one off just to stay alive in the count. Nice piece of hitting there.
Adams still ahead, 1-2. Lopez at second. This one inside. Tried to ride that inner third, but can't get the call.
It's a good take. A little bit of a missed spot there from Colin Adams. And a good at bat so far here from Schaus. Facing his counterpart on the hill, 2-2 the count.
Adam comes set, delivers, and misses high again. Now 3-2 the count. It's always interesting with two-way players, especially when they, you know, are the road team and are in the top 3 of the lineup or get a first inning at bat, because they almost get a feel for the strike zone before they actually have to go throw to it. Bit of an advantage here for Schaus, but obviously looking to do some damage, help his cause in a couple of ways. The payoff pitch outside for ball number 4. That's walk 15 for Schaus on the season, and puts runners on first and second. Still no outs.
Yeah, and this has been the weakest part of Colin Adams' game. That's now his 8th walk allowed this season. Just 7 strikeouts. The pitch missing quite a bit outside. A nice take from Schaus to put runners on first and second, and the Wildcats still looking for their first out of the inning.
Logan Hughes to dig in from the left side. Hughes on the year, 358 average. He's driven in. He's hit 11 home runs, 11 doubles. Hughes 49 driven in. Had just 1 hit against Abilene Christian on March 31st. You see that there, a 3-run home run, a big one in what ended up being an 8-inning mercy rule. Wildcats shifted to the right. The 0-1 is whiffed, 0-2. We've had a lot of pitcher-friendly counts early in this inning, but just, you know, Colin Adams hasn't really been able to finish against this Red Raider lineup.
Yeah, he's throwing that changeup early in counts. He's throwing a breaking ball for a strike, then he'll throw a changeup below the zone and get a bad-looking swing. Then the hitters really settle in and start to give him a competitive at-bat.
0-2 to Hughes. Chopped up the middle, a chance for 2 here. Payne fields it on a large hop, tosses to second to Misi for 1, but they won't go to first. 6 for the fielder's choice. Now runners on the corners, so taking a look.
Yeah, this ball chopped so high, Zant Payne just had to kind of sit on it, wanting to try to still get the runner out at second, but no chance for Misi to throw it over to first. Could have pump faked and backdoor over at third, but puts runners on the corners. Now ACU will put on the first and third play here with Cannon Sundgren going out talking to his defense.
Lincoln Garcia to bat now with runners on the corners and 1 out. Red Raiders an early 1-0 lead. Adams takes a couple looks at first, delivers home with the first pitch. It's lined at Payne, just past a diving glove. RBI single from Lincoln Garcia extends the early offense, and it's 2-0 Texas Tech.
Yeah, Lincoln Garcia is one of, if not the most exciting player on this Red Raider roster. I'm calling him the next one. He's here to replace a 2-time All-American in TJ Pompey, who transferred to Arkansas. And man, he's been great as a shortstop, as a third baseman. Lincoln Garcia is a future star infielder here in Red Raider uniform.
Now the lefty Ferraro drives the first pitch he sees into right center field. Going back are Thompson and Jones at the track. Thompson makes the catch. Tagging from second is Hughes. And now back to first and third, but a big out there for the Wildcats. They get their second.
Yeah, this ball was absolutely crushed. 101 off the bat. Just a little bit of a hanging breaking ball, but into the wind blowing pretty breezily from the right field wall across the field, so it got caught up there, allowed JT Thompson to go under it and track it for out number 2.
2 gone. The Wildcats putting on another first and third play. Matt Quintanar in the box. Already a .322 average on the year, pair of home runs, 48 hits.
Lincoln Garcia over at first base, just 2 stolen base attempts on the season, has been successful in 1. If he decides to go, I'm the Wildcats, I'm trying to throw him out here in this game. You're already down 2-0. You need 1 more out to get out of the inning. Let it go through and see if you can get him out.
The 1-0 misses low.
Sundgren's been pretty successful behind the dish as far as defensively throwing runners out, throwing about a third of the guys that take off on him. 10 caught stealing on the year.
Quintanar ahead, 2-0. Lifts this one into left field. Going back is Ladisaw looking up at the track. It's gone. A 2-out, 3-run shot from Matt Quintanar. That's his third of the year. RBIs 32 through 34, and the Red Raiders got a 5 spot in the top of the first.
And the issue here, Colin Adams, he relies so much on his off speed, but when he's not locating it as well, it can kind of get barreled. And that's exactly what this one did. Ball just left over the middle of the plate a little bit. Outer half, going out to get it, got his arms extended, and you see the flags blowing, just kind of pushing it out towards left field. And that ball really didn't have much of a chance to stay in the yard.
First pitch misses to Robin Villeneuve, the 8-hole for the Red Raiders. At the bottom of the order, standing on deck. Villeneuve a .364 average on the season. He's got 48 hits, 9 home runs. Takes a strike at the top of the zone here.
You know, this isn't the first time that Texas Tech has seen Colin Adams this season. Earlier this year, back in Lubbock, Adams started that game, went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Not as successful of an outing here today.
1-1, he goes to the off speed, it misses high. Villeneuve, a senior, a 2-for-4 day with a pair of doubles last time against the Wildcats. Now the 2-1 outside, 3-1.
Adams getting a little frantic on the hill. He's got 2 outs, nobody on the base paths. You need to just go attack the hitter. Doesn't matter how much they've barreled you so far. This is still the first time you're seeing him here with this 8-9 hitter in the lineup. So go get him, throw a strike.
3-1, driven to left field down that line. Ladisaw ranging over, and to watch it bounce foul and into the Red Raider bullpen.
That's good. Look, he got out in front of it. It was an off-speed pitch that he pulled down the line. Now you can either speed him back up with a fastball at the top of the zone, but with 3 balls, 2 strikes, go to your best stuff. Have your best pitch ready right here. If he hits it, so what? But you're probably only getting this Red Raider lineup one time through before you're out of this game.
Payoff pitch, cut on and missed. Adams ends the inning with a strikeout, but in the top of the first, 5 come across on 4 hits. We'll have the bottom of the first from Abilene here on ESPN Plus. Back in Abilene for the home half of the first inning. Midweek battle between Texas Tech and Abilene Christian. We saw him at the plate in the top half, now on the mound in the bottom half. Connor Schaus to pitch his first inning.
Drew a walk in the top of the first inning. He's going to be looking to not walk any batters here on this side of the field. Connor Schaus, a two-way player. Texas Tech has recently had to go to him a little bit more later in the season because of injuries with their pitching staff. So we've seen him against TCU on March 28th. We saw him in the series against Houston, and we saw him at New Mexico, where he picked up the win. 1 inning, 1 walk, and a strikeout, no hits, no runs allowed. He's only allowed 5 runs on the season, 4 of them coming in his first appearance against Vanderbilt at the very beginning of the season. Really didn't pitch a lot since then, but like I said, with the Red Raiders injuries, he has had to make an appearance on the mound. But a great player, great pitcher in high school. He's going to top out at 95, and he's got some good breaking stuff as well.
Yeah, the Georgia native going to look to throw up a scoreless frame in the bottom of the first, and here's who will have to do it again. It's Zant Payne leading off, followed by Diego Cardenas with a conference leading 18 home runs. He's tied with the guy in the 4 spot, Grant Watkins. Between them is Nick Arias playing third base today for the Wildcats. Brady Ladisaw in left, he'll bat 5th. JT Thompson in center, he'll bat 6th. Ryan Jones, Ken Sundgren, and Maddox Misi. That is 7 through 9 for the Wildcats. Zant Payne leading it off here. Spent a lot of time at Abilene Christian here. The Edmond, Oklahoma native, transferred from Dodge City Community College. The heartbeat of this AC lineup at the top.
Hey, he is. When he gets on base and you can get Arias and Watkins and Cardenas to drive him in, that's when this ACU lineup is successful. But they have a tough matchup here today. With the wind blowing in from right field, a lefty-heavy lineup that hits a lot of home runs. It's going to be tough to get one out to right field today.
First pitch from Schaus touches 95. Goes for strike 1. 0-1 is driven to right. Going back is Ferraro. And that one maybe held up by the wind. It falls in the glove for out number 1.
Yeah, just as I said, I mean, that ball is hit triple digits off the bat. But the wind blowing in from right field, it's going to be hard to get anything deep out there. Ryan Jones, Caden Ferraro is playing right field for Texas Tech, and he's going to be able to play a couple steps in. You saw him work back like it was going to go to the wall, but he had to come back in, 20, 30 feet from the warning track. Ball wasn't anywhere close.
Now you mentioned Ferraro in right field. He's joined by Thompson and Hughes. The rest of the Texas Tech lineup there. First pitch to Cardenas is fouled back. Again, 95 fastball. He's opening the counts, going with that pitch.
Now, if there's going to be a lefty hitter in this ACU lineup that will get one out to right field today, it's going to be Diego Cardenas. 18 home runs on the year. Him and Watkins both have been lining it up as far as power is concerned. But what's great about Cardenas, he's also really patient at the plate, not afraid to draw a walk.
He lifts this one to left, down the line. Ranging over Hughes, and he'll watch it fall into the bullpen. And you mentioned Cardenas, obviously the big power guy, really just a weapon in the box in that 2 spot for the Wildcats. But he's, built that patient approach, knowing that he doesn't have to force the issue. He just, needs to run into one, and it can go a long ways, or he can, find a gap and just be productive for the offense.
He's got a lot of doubles as well, 15 on the year, 51 RBI.
He's behind 0-2. He drives this one to dead center field. Going back is Thompson, looking up just in front of the warning track, and he makes the catch. 2 gone, but 2 hard-hit balls that went a long way from the Wildcats.
Yeah, that ball is smoked. 109 off the bat of Diego Cardenas, straight away center field. If there's no wind, that ball's liable to be 445 feet away from home plate. But instead, it's a long, hard hit out. The Wildcats are going to have to find a way to hit line drives, keep the ball on the ground, and just knock some base hits here and there because the power is not going to come from the left side of the plate like they normally see.
2 up, 2 down for Schaus. His third batter will be Nick Arias. Wildcats' third baseman watches a ball in the dirt. A 264 average on his season, 5 home runs. He's at 29 hits. Misses in the dirt again, now 2-0.
We've seen Coach McCarty and Coach Ferrudo mix up the, 3 and 4 hole, 5 hole this Wildcat lineup. I think today with a righty on the mound, Arias gets moved up to that 3 hole instead of Grant Watkins. Arias, kind of a reverse splits guy, better against righties than lefties.
Arias swings and misses on the 2-0, now a 2-1 count.
With 2 outs, Arias batting just .212 on the season.
37 strikeouts for him as well. 2-1 is chopped foul. Now 2-2 with 2 outs.
Well, Schaus is throwing hard. 94, 95, consistent fastballs in the middle of the zone. He's also throwing strikes. That's a good sign for ACU. They can go up there and not be afraid to go ahead and pull the trigger and swing early in counts because Schaus so far filling up the strike zone.
And 2-2 misses outside. Schaus thought he had it.
Yeah, see a cutter for the first time here. 84 miles an hour. Good glove side movement. Just ran a little bit off the plate. And a nice take there.
Got a full count with 2 outs here in the home half of the first. The payoff from Schaus, driven right back up the middle, and it falls for a single for Nick Arias. Hit number 30 on the year, and he's aboard with 2 outs.
Another fastball over the plate. Schaus, like I said, filling up the strike zone. Wildcat hitters cannot be afraid to go up there, pull the trigger. Arias gets a fastball that he likes, gets his arms extended, and takes it right back up the middle. It was hit just as hard as both Zant Payne and Diego Cardenas' balls, but it was down. It was on a line. Exactly what the Wildcats need to do tonight.
Brings Grant Watkins to bat. First pitch he sees is in for a strike. 94 on that fastball. And you mentioned, Schaus is throwing it hard. That's giving up some big contact for the Wildcats. Fortunately for Schaus, a couple of those in the air, maybe held up a little bit by the wind, but Arias really able to sneak that one under. It's going to be the recipe for success, as you've alluded to. Watkins fouls this one back again. 95 on that fastball. Really consistent, good velo out of the gates.
Yeah, I don't know how much the Wildcats have actually seen, 95 plus this year. It's becoming more prevalent in all forms of baseball. The big leagues, if you're throwing 95, that's average for a starter right now. Here in college baseball, you see a lot of low 90s, especially at the Division I level, especially at the mid-major level where ACU is. A lot of starting pitchers in their conference are going to throw 90, 91, 92. Brett Lamon, the ace for the Wildcats, throws 94, can top out at 96. But I don't know that the ACU hitters have seen a whole lot of 95 plus.
1-2 to Watkins is cut on and missed. Schaus ends the inning with a strikeout and strands the 2-out single from Nick Arias. We'll head to the second inning here on ESPN Plus. It's 5-0 Texas Tech. Back in Abilene, we've got our first pitching change of the ball game after Colin Adams sees 8, lets 5 score. He's replaced now by Logan Young, the righty now for the Wildcats, a sophomore, 6'3", out of Louisville, Texas.
Yeah, Logan Young, another guy that's going to rely on the off-speed, kind of a crafty righty, has provided good depth out of the bullpen for the Wildcats this season. 12 innings on the year, 18 hits, 9 runs given up, but it's been a solid right-handed arm out of the bullpen for ACU. His last appearance came against Tarleton State, so we haven't seen him for a while. He threw 2 innings, gave up 4 runs, so good to get him some work here in this midweek.
And did not pitch in the weekend series at Indiana. Been a typical midweek guy for head coach Rick McCarty. He'll come in here just trying to get some outs, keep ACU at arm's reach, and hope the offense can slowly get them back in this ballgame.
Yeah, it does not surprise me at all that Coach McCarty took out Colin Adams. Not because maybe he was struggling. He got hit hard pretty solid. But 8 hitters in that first inning. You're not going to see Adams through a second time through the lineup. And with Kyler Thompson, the leadoff hitter, on deck, go ahead and bring in that new guy for a fresh start. Logan Young gets the nod. Has not been good against lefties so far this year, so watch out when he has to face Tracer Lopez, Logan Hughes, and Caden Ferraro. But against righties has been solid. Just a batting average against of 280.
You'll have 2 righties to start it in Coleman Ryan and Kyler Thompson. First, it's Coleman Ryan, 323 average in that 9-hole. Takes a fastball for a strike to start the count.
Young does throw a little harder of a fastball than Adams. You'll see him 88 to 89, but also with some run to that arm side, a 2-seam fastball as well.
The 0-1 misses in dirt, 1-1.
There's the changeup there. That's a pitch that he goes to. It's kind of his number 2 pitch off the fastball. Throws a lot of changeups. It's really good, though. Takes about 7 to 8 miles an hour off of it. And it's got great depth to it. It looks really nice.
1-1 is cut on and miss. Went to the fastball on the top of the zone there. Gets the big swing and miss.
Yeah, located perfectly. Not too far outside. That doesn't look too good. It still is a strike, but just enough elevated that it's hard to catch up to, even though he's not touching 90. Makes the fastball look great, especially off that changeup.
1-2 fouled back. Good battle there from Ryan. Ryan, 10 hits on the season. They've all been singles. Still looking for his first extra base hit. Of course, the Red Raiders had a pair of extra base hits in that top of the first. Now the 1-2 fouled in and out of the glove of Sundgren behind the plate. We'll do 1-2 again. And the 1-2. He doesn't paint it short. He fields, throws in time to retire the leadoff in Coleman Ryan. 6-3 the put out. As the lineup rolls over, and we'll see Kyler Thompson for a second time in as many innings.
Yeah, already back up to the top of the lineup. This just a great changeup from Logan Young. Gets him out front, rolls over the shortstop. It's exactly what you want from a pitcher like Logan Young. Definitely a ground ball type of guy.
Now Thompson back on top of the lineup. He singled, stole a base, and scored a run in that first inning. His 54th hit of the year. First pitch to Thompson misses.
Thompson had a good at bat last time up. It was a 2-strike count, able to stay on it and just hit it through the 6-hole on a line drive.
1-0 misses low, now 2-0. Thompson in the driver's seat. Chopped foul into that Texas Tech dugout down the third base line.
Thompson ready to hit the ball there at 2-0 count. Knew he was probably getting the fastball. He did on the inner half. Just couldn't quite get the barrel to it. Be ready for another one here. Maddox Misi almost playing on the shortstop side of second base here on the shift.
Yeah, they play him to pull as he fouls this one back down the first base line. And Arias hugging third base pretty tight. Zant Payne a couple of steps left of standard shortstop depth, but really Misi the big shift up the middle.
Thompson got another fastball there, this time on the outer half. Couldn't catch up to it. Now he's going to slow it back down with the off speed inside.
The 2-2 hit over the head of Zant Payne and into the gap. It's a single and a 2-for-2 start from Kyler Thompson. Back-to-back at-bats with singles as we send it down to the third member of our team That's Tracer Lopez. Hey, Daisy.
Passed his 200th career game, and with that, he brings 220 career hits to the table. Lopez became just the 4th all-time player in Texas Tech Big 12 history to reach both 200 games played and 200 hits, and in that, he joins current assistant head coach Eric Gutierrez, 264 hits in 244 games, that assistant coach, and that player. Only 4 players ever at Tech have achieved this milestone in program history, and they're both here in Abilene tonight. One at the plate right now, one in the dugout as a coach. Jaden?
Yeah, hey, thanks, Daisy. A great combination there. You got to imagine that the coaching and player chemistry there really on fire with those two being in some pretty exclusive company as we see Young check back to first.
Yeah, Tracer Lopez has just been a phenomenal Red Raider. This is a lineup that struggled last season. And Lopez and Villeneuve were really the only 2 hitters.
This one line to Watkins. He steps on first for a double play. Ends the inning on a 3 unassisted double play. The Wildcats trail by 5 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd here on ESPN+. Back for the bottom of the 2nd in Abilene. The Red Raiders a 5-0 lead. Had something going there in the 2nd, but a fantastic play from Grant Watkins leaves the Red Raiders without a run there. They get the shutdown inning from Logan Young, and now a chance for the Bats to get on the board.
Yeah, I was sitting here bragging about Tracer Lopez and how good of a career he's had at Texas Tech. He smoked a ball down the first base line, but a nice play by Watkins. Real heads-up play. And a tough spot for the Red Raiders. Here's a look at the last time these 2 teams played back at the end of March. It was really all Texas Tech there in Lubbock. The offense was solid, as it's been all year, and 15 runs put up against the Wildcats. And a 5 spot in the first, but a nice job by Logan Young to come up and put a 0 on the board.
And I'll start it with Adam Hayes for the Red Raiders last time up in Lubbock. 5 2/3 pitched, giving up 6 hits, struck out 3, giving up 3 runs. Mentioned Ferraro playing right field tonight, a 4 for 5 night with a pair of home runs and a pair of doubles. I mean, 4 extra base hits. I don't care who you're playing. That's a fantastic day at the plate.
Yeah, and one of the really bright spots in the ACU lineup was Braden Regala, the center fielder, the sophomore from Abilene, Texas, who's not in the lineup tonight. He's been dealing with a little bit of an injury, so you probably will not see Regala here in today's game.
First pitch is in for a strike to Brady Ladisaw, true freshman out of Heath. He's got 4 home runs on the year, which may not look like a lot, but it's the true freshman record for the Abilene Christian program. He's been a fantastic piece in his first spring with the team. A 296 average as he watches this one outside for 1-1.
Yeah, he broke that freshman record just this past weekend up in Indiana against the Hoosiers. He had 2 home runs in that series.
1-1 to him here is lifted, fouled on the first base line. Another piece of hard contact there. Ladisaw just couldn't get on time.
Yeah, he's going to have to catch up to this fastball. Try to pull some line drives to the left side or even up the middle of the field, just like Nick Arias did in that last inning.
This one off the end of the bat, rolling down the first base line, and touched foul. Nearly a collision. Ugly play down that first base line.
Yeah, kind of some weird timing there. Credit to Ladisaw, though, to run that one out. Schaus was going to touch it and try to pick him up and tag him in time, but because Ladisaw was lugging it out, I think he might have gotten by the glove of the pitcher and been safe for a single. Could have been interesting, but it did roll foul, and Ladisaw come back and face a 1-2 count.
That ball, a lot of English off the end of the bat there. Just spinning right down the fake chalk line. Of course, a turf field, going to play a little bit more true, maybe keep that spin on trajectory, but now a 1-2 count. Schaus's offer lifted up and foul over our heads, straight behind home plate.
Brady Ladisaw has hits in 5 of his last 6 games entering tonight.
One-two to Ladisaw. Check swing. Yes, he did, and it's a strikeout to begin the inning.
Yeah, great cutter here. Kind of uses it as a put-away pitch, makes it look like a breaking ball, even though it doesn't move a whole lot. He starts it on the outside part of the plate and just dives away. Vladislav couldn't quite hold the barrel back. We'll see if he went. Yeah, I think he did. And out one here is retired.
A big strikeout. Now the last 2 outs for the Wildcats come via the K from Connor Schaus. So JT Thompson digs in from that left side. First pitch is a fastball in for a strike. Thompson, an Abilene native, played his first 2 years of college ball just down the road at Ranger Community College and then a season at Rutgers over on the East Coast before now coming back home to the big country.
Tonight, Thompson getting the start in center field. We've seen him play shortstop, second base. He could play right field as well. A utility player. Coach McCarty was happy to get Thompson back to Abilene. Kind of fill a little bit of an all-inclusive role where he could do a lot of different things, and that he's done. He's hit the ball well this year, 292. Got a home run under his belt, 7 doubles, but the defense is really where Thompson steps up big.
0-2 misses high and out. That home run was actually at Texas Tech. It was his only home run this season. He got it up in Lubbock. Looking to bring that success back to this ball game. And Thompson, a guy that, McCarty joked it took him a couple tries to recruit him to Abilene Christian, but he finally got him here this season. In an early season press conference. Now the 1-2 fouled back again. A nice battle from Thompson. And that's something else that McCarty really praises him for is his ability to just put up a quality at bat. It might not always be a home run or a double in the gaps, but he's a guy who finds ways on base and really just takes quality at bat after quality at bat. That's a big piece of, hitting in the middle, the bottom of the order.
And Thompson, another reverse split guy who actually hits better against his same side arm. Hits better against lefties than he does righties. Just 274 against righties as opposed to 324 southpaws.
This one driven the other way into the left field gap. It's a 1-out single from JT Thompson.
And that's just a great piece of hitting. There's a fastball right there, outer half, low in the zone. He stays through it, drives it right back up the middle, leaving a little bit oppo. And a great piece of hitting there. It's actually the first hit that Connor Schaus has given up to a left-handed hitter all season long.
Thompson is 36th hit of the season. And it brings Ryan Jones, the former Texas Tech Red Raider. He played his freshman season with the Red Raiders, didn't see any time, so he transferred to Abilene Christian. Now the redshirt freshman goes against his old foe and gives a big swing and miss for strike number 1.
Yeah, Ryan Jones has really been a little bit of a spark for this ACU lineup. He's made a couple starts here and there. He's up to 30 starts now in the season. Early on in the year, he wouldn't look like he was going to be in the starting lineup, but with a couple injuries to the outfield, he's been able to step in and really play well. 276 the average. Has 2 home runs, 21 walks, 15 RBI on the year. Defense also great. It's been perfect in right field.
Played a real nice right field for the Wildcats, something that, they've had some injuries in that outfield, kind of a revolving door at times, but he's been a big, reliable piece who can also swing it with the bat. You mentioned the pair of home runs, 15 driven in. Was hitting up in the, 3-4 spot for a while in the early going, but lower in the lineup, still trying to have the same approach, be productive. He's behind 1-2 to Schaus. Thompson over at first. Doesn't go. The pitch hit hard and far down the right field line, but fading foul. We'll do 1-2 again.
Yeah, that ball was crushed, and I've talked about a ball going to be hard to get out of the park if you hit it down the right field line. But that one would have been good. It was way out of the park. Just pulled over the batting cages down the right field line. Well fouled in the off-speed pitch. So we'll see if Schaus tries to speed him back up here with the 95 fastball.
He goes to the off-speed and gets him looking on the back door. First looking strikeout for Schaus, now his 3rd of the ball game.
Yeah, great pitch here from Connor Schaus. Goes to the breaking ball, really just froze Ryan Jones. Jones probably looking for that fastball, trying to catch up to it. Instead, just hangs a breaking ball right down the middle of the plate, froze him, and gets him with the backwards K.
Great stuff from that right side there. Just worked it from off the plate back onto that outside corner. You got to have a real disciplined approach to really just spoil that one. It's going to be tough to put in play. First pitch is fouled off the end of the bat from Cannon Sundgren. The Wildcats backstop here tonight. Did play in that Texas Tech ball game and went 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Been another spark, a bit of a surprise for the Wildcats as of late. Had his first career home run this weekend at Indiana. No one to him is in the dirt. JT Thompson takes off the throw, down to second. In time!
Wow, great throw.
Fantastic throw from Matt Keenton are behind the plate, and the Wildcats go down 1-2-3 with a pair of strikeouts. We'll head to the third inning from Abilene. 5-0 Texas Tech. Back in Abilene, a 5-0 lead early here in the big country. The Red Raiders in control. Paris scoreless frames, nice play to end it. And just an all-around great ball club. A slow start to conference play, but we take a look at head coach Tim Tadlock in his 14th season. He's taken the Red Raiders to 4 College World Series, a pair of big awards there. Really just an all-around fantastic coach.
Yeah, Coach Tadlock's great. 4 College World Series appearances in 6 years, back from 2014 to 2019. Hasn't been back since. Back-to-back years now without making an NCAA regional. It's going to be another tough go if they want to do that again this year. They're going to have to win that conference tournament in Arlington come May. But Coach Tadlock, a few years ago, given a lifelong contract. He could stay in Tech as long as he wanted. That's now been limited back to 2035. But great coach for Texas Tech.
And his counterpart here, head coach Rick McCarty, the Wildcats, in his 8th season, he's reached the WAC baseball championship. Last season, they, split the regular season conference title. Very consistent guy, a pitching-minded guy who's really built the program, from the ground up in terms of the fundamentals, doing the small things right, really building a thorough program here, getting some, big, powerful wins as of late, as Daisy mentioned, TCU, Indiana. They beat this Texas Tech team, a couple wins against Baylor. Really strong at the helm of the Wildcats is now Logan Young in his 2nd inning of work, 0-2, to pitcher in Schaus.
Yeah, Coach McCarty has done a great job with this program. He's really built a culture around ACU. They have really established something here. They've gotten good facilities. It's been all around so good.
0-2 chopped to Payne at short. He throws across to Grant Watkins, who makes a nice stretch in time for the out there. And we're going to go back to the 2nd inning. Grant Watkins flashed the glove there on this grab.
Yeah, great look. This is Tracer Lopez ripping one down the right field line, kind of diving away from Watkins. He's able to track it into his glove and slap first base for the double play. Really could provide some momentum for ACU, especially on the defensive side. It's a great nod to Logan Young and the good inning that he had. He looks to go out here and put another 0 up on the board, but the Wildcats bats have got to get going here if they want to claw back into this game.
And I love how casual Watkins was about that play. He caught it, tagged the base, and just kind of jogged off the field.
This is routine.
Yeah, routine play, of course. Now, Logan Hughes digging in from the left side. Had the fielder's choice in the 1st. Came around to score on the home run. He drives this one to right center field. Going back is Jones, but he makes the grab a couple feet in front of the wall. Again, that right field win really limiting the offense to that pull side for the lefties.
Yeah, we've seen 101, we've seen 109, we've seen 104. That was 107 off the bat to right field and not even close to the warning track. No problem there for Ryan Jones, and he retires the 2nd out of the inning.
And the wind about 15 miles an hour pushing in from right field, more out towards the left. The righties certainly going to have a good pull day. The left side really needs to try to work it the other way, work it up the middle, or keep that ball low. Now Lincoln Garcia stands in with 2 outs. He singled and scored in the 1st. He chops the first pitch foul down that 3rd base line.
Garcia's starting over at 3rd base today. He's played shortstop as well this season. Need to watch for him to be named Baseball America's National Freshman of the Year. Definitely on the list. Came into the season as a top 100 freshman in college baseball and has really lived up to the hype, batting .367 on the year with 4 home runs. He's drawn 16 walks. He's had a great season here in his freshman campaign, currently with a 13-game on-base streak. And now 14 after today's base hit.
Takes that one for a strike. Now 1-2. Logan Young really effective in his now inning and 2/3 of work. Obviously got some help with the double play from Grant Watkins, but he's living in the zone. He's just keeping him off balance. And the 1-2, he goes outside. 2-2.
Yeah, I tried to keep him off balance there with the slider away. Just threw it a little too far off the plate, but still in a good spot here, 2-2. Can really do anything with him. He can go back to the breaking ball away. He can speed him back up with the fastball at the top of the zone. We'll see what he does.
And the 2-2. Line drive down the third base line, but well foul.
And instead he goes with the changeup, which is normally a great pitch, but he left it right down the heart of the plate. Garcia crushed it, but was way out in front. Good thing that's what a changeup's designed to do. See if he works back away from the hitter here.
Young set the 2-2 high, filler up 3-2.
Young doing a good job at throwing strikes, 22 strikes. 36 pitches so far.
Payoff pitch, driven to right field, down the line, and foul off the top of the batting cage facility. Yeah, real nice at bat here from Garcia. You talk about, a freshman who can do a little bit of everything. He's got some good power, 14 doubles, 4 home runs. He's driven in 45, 63 hits, but on top of that, just a really patient, really mature approach just in his first season.
I said the stat wrong a while ago, Roman. I want to correct myself. 18 strikes and 24 pitches. Now having an issue with the pitch comm here.
Yeah, Young can't hear it.
And he gives the thumbs up. All clear.
Of course, a new wrinkle to today's ball game with the introduction of that. Really trying to avoid any sign stealing type of stuff. You got to check the batteries, make sure they're getting charged, make sure everything's on and connected properly. The 3-2 driven to right field, right at Ryan Jones. Takes a couple steps back, but makes a really nice catch. Backpedaling. We'll head to the bottom of the third. A couple of scoreless frames thrown up by Logan Young, but Wildcats need to get back on the board. 5-0 Texas Tech. We're back at Bullock Brothers Ballpark here in Abilene, Texas. A look at the newly renovated Crutcher Scott Field at Bullock Brothers Ballpark. There's a look at the press box, and there's a look at the newest pitcher in here for the Red Raiders. That's Donovan Becerra, the junior righty, taking over on the mound.
Yeah, we expected to see him as the kind of the number 2 pitcher in this game. Shouts will stay in the ball game as the DH, but Donovan Becerra comes in, the junior out of Eagle Pass, Texas, stands in at 6'3". The righty has been good this year, especially against left-handed hitting, but righties have hit him pretty hard, batting .417 against him. The ERA doesn't look great. He's had 6 appearances and given up 3 home runs and an opposing batting average of .359. So if the Wildcats want to start to get the bats hot, here's the time.
Now Becerra in for Schaus. As you mentioned, Schaus, the two-way guy. He's going to stay in that 3 spot now at the DH. And we'll take a look at our series history between these two teams. Pretty close in proximity. They've got a lengthy history, but it's been dominated by the Red Raiders as of late.
Yeah, it has, and Wildcats are going to be looking to try to change that. They've had some success against TCU and Indiana and Dallas Baptist, some really good baseball programs, but Texas Tech in recent games has led the series 16-1. There's some old games where ACU has gotten the better of Texas Tech, but really in the last several years, really this century, it's been all Red Raider baseball.
First batter that Becerra will face is Kanan Sundgren. He took the box, but the JT Thompson caught stealing ended the inning, so it went 1-2-3. Now Sundgren, Misi, and the top of the order, and Payne due up. Sundgren on the season, a .264 average, a home run. That was first of his career this weekend up at Indiana. 14 hits on the year. Big swing and miss there on the off-speed outside, now 0-2.
Yeah, Becerra's got a really nice slider, sweeper, whatever you want to call it. Really slows it down, takes a lot of speed off of it. It's a really good put-away pitch for him. Gets a lot of swing and miss off of it.
Becerra working exclusively from the stretch. Now the 0-2 just high.
You're going to see a fastball that's not as strong as Connor Schaus's. 88, 89 miles an hour for Becerra. You'll see a lot of off-speed, a lot of breaking ball stuff. Pretty similar to Colin Adams, but just a righty and on the other team.
That one misses into Sundgren. Now a 2-2 count. Sundgren, a part of what's really been a 3-catcher, 2-catcher committee. Brady Gray gotten the most run out of Wildcat catchers. A big swing and miss. He goes down swinging. But Sundgren, behind the plate tonight, has been really solid defensively and has been a key spark at times.
Yeah, he really has. Tough there. Ramped up the fastball to 93. Didn't know that Sarah had that kind of velo. Really ramps it up there, and a nice pitch on the inner half. Gets a swing and a miss for the strikeout to start off the inning.
And it's got a little bit of arm side run there. Just cut right at the end. That's a nice two-seam fastball from Becerra. His first strikeout. Brings Maddox Misi to the plate with one out and nobody on. Misi takes strike number one again. Nice pitch on the inside corner. Misi, a guy who came out of the gates this season blazing hot. Was off to a fantastic start for the Wildcats and then dealt with an injury. Was out for the better part of 4 or 5 weeks, but they got him back this weekend. Now hitting in the 9 spot, really trying to ramp things up, be a key mid-season pick-me-up for this ACU squad.
Yeah, for the Wildcats, it's a good bat to have back in the lineup. He's a great spark plug, you know, offensively and defensively. He's a great dugout guy, which he's continued to be that even whenever he wasn't in the lineup. But now that he is back, he'll be looking to continue his success. So far in the season, batting .353, a pair of home runs, and just, you know, not a whole lot of at-bats on the year. And I know the Wildcats love to have him back on the field, especially as they kind of near the end of the season, but are looking to make a push in the conference standings.
Yeah, much smaller whack this year, just 17, so 6 will make the tournament. This one, let me see, in on the hands. 94 on that fastball. Knocks the count at 2-2.
You know, we talk about ACU, how they struggled in conference play so far, but they've played the 2 best teams, really, in my opinion, California Baptist, Tarleton State. Right now sitting in that 6th spot in the standings with just Utah Valley below them, but haven't played Utah Valley yet, haven't played UTA, haven't played Sac State or Utah Tech.
Yeah, kind of a front-loaded schedule, and on top of that, they're going to throw a Big Ten opponent in Indiana in what, you know, most teams take as another mid-major weekend in out-of-whack play. As Misi works a walk on a full count, a really nice at-bat there. Started 1 and 2, works it back to get the free pass with 1 out.
And this is what Maddox Misi is going to give you. It is great at bats. He's really patient at the plate, not afraid to get deep into counts, not afraid to get into 2 strike counts, which he did, but able to work it back, draw the walk. I don't really know where that fastball missed. It looked like it was over the plate on the inner half, but nonetheless, Misi aboard on base. That's why he's in the 9-hole spot as that second leadoff, and now back up to the top with Zant Payne, who can really get the offense going now.
And Becerra's 14th walk on the season. He struck out 9. First pitch to Payne is outside and low. Payne drove a ball to right field. I put a good swing on it to lead off the bottom of the first, but went as a fly out. Grabbed by Ferrero. .1-0 inside to Payne. It clipped him on that front hip. He'll take a free pass. Now back-to-back free passes in the 9 spot and the 1 spot of this ACU lineup.
Well, Connor Schaus looked good for the Red Raiders on the mound. Of course, they weren't going to let him throw too many pitches. He threw 33. He got all the way, well, he got through 7 batters. They didn't want to let him see the lineup for the second time. But now that Becerra's in, this is a chance for the Wildcats to get on the board, put some runs up, and now they have 2 aboard with 1 out, and their best hitter coming up to the dish.
And Diego Cardenas digging in here. Now 1st and 2nd, no outs. We'll get a mound visit. Just by Quintanar. Got to go calm his guy down. Coming out of the bullpen. Got to kind of learn the game, learn the zone a little bit. He's trying to ride that, you know, inside edge to Misi. Gives up the walk and then tries to ride it inside to Payne and hits him. Now a dangerous bat, as you mentioned. First pitch to Cardenas is in for a strike. Fastball at 92.
Cardenas batting .346 with runners in scoring position, .324 against right-handed pitching. Of course, he leads the team and the conference with 18 home runs.
The 0-1 driven to right center field, going over his Thompson, and he makes the catch on the run. Neither runner tagging up. It's a fly out for Cardenas.
Another well-hit ball. He's hit 2 hard out to right center field tonight in both of his at-bats, but the wind just still too strong out there. He's not afraid to go the other way. We've seen him hit a couple of home runs the opposite way, but that was an off-speed pitch that he just pulled and got too far up in the air.
And that one a little bit off the hands. Don't think that was going to get out with no wind, but still a hard-hit ball that is getting caught up in that West Texas wind. Now Nick Arias digging in. He singled, was left at first in that first inning. First pitch he sees is a fastball from on that outside corner for a strike.
Arias did the right thing last at bat. He had a single up the middle of the field, stayed on top of it, stayed through it, and drove it right back where it came from. We'll be looking to do the same thing here to try to score a run for the Wildcats.
The 0-1 catches the top of the zone for a strike. Went to the off speed, went really high to just a little high, catches it on the top.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch if you're a hitter to take that and get called a strike when it's a off-speed pitch kind of coming from the top of the zone, just clipping the top. Now in an 0-2 hole.
The 0-2 cut on and missed. Went to that two-seam fastball, gets it in on the hands, and it's swing and strike 3 to Arias. We'll head to the fourth from Abilene, 5-0 Texas Tech. Back at Bullock Brothers Ballpark, 5-0 in the top of the fourth. The Wildcats go back to the bullpen. Now the third pitcher in this Wednesday matchup, and it's Baron Manis. Another southpaw starter. The lefty Colin Adams. They go back to the righty and Logan Young, and now back to that south side in Baron Manis. Well,
Logan Young looked good for 2 innings, put 2 zeros up on the board. Now they give it to the freshman lefty, Baron Manis, who's had 13 appearances on the season, a .552 ERA, and just over 29 innings of work. He's got an excellent strikeout rate and has been holding opponents to under a 200 opposing batting average.
And he's been great. An effective young arm for a pitching-minded head coach in Rick McCarty, a guy who pitched in his career, was great at Murray State, a really veteran approach to pitching. Great to mentor there. So take a look at our last 3 games here for Texas Tech, a team that was in a bit of a skid, able to bounce back from that last night at Tarleton State.
Yeah, they got the midweek win, their first midweek win of this first midweek game here this week, but got swept by Utah. They've struggled in conference play so far. Haven't won a series since all the way back in the first part of March.
Yeah, last series win was March 20, and the middle innings here, top of the fourth, we go back to Jaden West taking us through the play-by-play.
Well, thanks, Roman. Caden Ferraro steps in the box now here. He's the 6-hole hitter. Flew out to center field in his first at bat. Faces a 1-0 count. The 1-0 pitch grooved in there. 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Manis for a strike. Manis 37 strikeouts on the season. Just 29 1/3 innings of work. There's the big breaking ball, and it's in there for strike 2 looking. Manis, fastball, curveball, the main 2 pitches he'll throw out of the bullpen. He'll face the lefty in Ferraro. Good matchup for Manis. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one, another breaking ball, but in the dirt for ball 2.
A nice variance here, going to the fastball, the off-speed stuff. Really, he's throwing it all out there, but more importantly, he's keeping him off balance out of the bullpen.
We'll see Ferraro, Quintanar, and Villeneuve here in this inning due up. That one rip taken, but fouled straight back, staying alive at 2-2. Ferraro's had a great year so far, the junior outfielder, batting .384 on the season. Has drawn 37 walks in 37 games. Pitch down in the dirt once again. Now the count moves to full. Ferraro, another one of those power bats, from this one from the left side. Faces a tough matchup here. Here's the payoff pitch. This one ripped down the right field line. Falls in for a base hit. Looking for extras, but he'll throw on the brakes as a throw comes in from right field. Ryan Jones doing a nice job of getting the ball back in the infield. But it'll be a leadoff single for the Red Raiders and Caden Ferraro.
Yeah, and that one got off the bat in a hurry. 110, the exit velo there, but nice hustle from Jones to get it in and prevent extra bases.
Well, last weekend we saw Abilene Christian. They went out to Indiana and faced the Hoosiers, a home-and-home series where Indiana came to Abilene last year. This time the Wildcats on the road had 3 really competitive games. They won 1 of the 3, but you see there that rubber match on Sunday, a 5-4 loss to Indiana. All in all, I think a good weekend for the Wildcats. There's strike one here to Matt Quintanar, who hit a big 3-run home run in that first inning. It was his 3rd home run of the season. RBIs 32, 33, and 34. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, but swung at and missed for strike 2. A nice change up there from Baron Manis. Manis, the freshman from Argyle, Texas, not too far away. Grew up as an Eagle. Of course, they've had tons of success in high school baseball. And the lefty comes set, takes a look, delivers to the plate. This one flown out high to left field. Should be no problem for Brady Lassalle. Works his way in and to his right, makes the grab for out number 2.
The first baseman, number 28.
Just one out in the inning now, top of the 4th. Red Raiders lead by 5 as Robin Villeneuve steps in the box. He's been the only Red Raider hitter to strike out so far this game. Colin Adams got him to end the first inning. Villeneuve comes in batting .364 with 9 home runs. This one flown out deep to right field. Working back is Jones. He makes the catch, the warning track, and that is out number 2, retired here in the 4th.
That ball crushed to right. Right at Ryan Jones, which can a lot of times be the hardest play to make as an outfielder because you don't really have an angle to take. You got to go straight back, but he does a nice job of flipping the hips, running back to it, and then just keeping his focus, making that one right in front of the wall. It can almost be the invisible obstacle. You're worried about, am I going to hit that? Am I there yet? Especially with turf when you don't have a real warning track because it's all the same texture under your feet. But really nice play from Jones.
Yeah, I never loved that about turf. As a bunt is shown here by Coleman Ryan, hit hard down that first base line. It rolls foul. Be strike 1, but I've never loved that with turf fields. Turf fields can be great for infielders. They can rely on the hops they're going to get. It can play really quick though, but for outfielders it's tough. You like to feel in your spikes the difference between the grass and the dirt. You don't love running on turf, I would say. At least I never did, and so to not have a real warning track is a little bit of a danger, and definitely swings in the way of the hitters as far as the games goes.
Well, I mean, it's literally called a warning track because you feel that dirt instead of the grass that tells you, hey, you're right about at that wall. You got maybe 2 or 3 steps, and then you got to pull up, but you don't quite have that with the turf.
So 2 outs here in the 4th. Coleman Ryan in the box. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. It is only at bat. He takes strike 2 there.
And since giving up the leadoff single, Baron Manis really settling in here. He's given up some contact, but that plays to his game. He's a guy who wants to get those fly ball outs, those ground ball outs. Really firm with that fastball there at 89. A nice pitch to get ahead, 0-2.
Yeah, we saw Logan Young do that. He pitched to contact. Here's a ground ball to the left side. Zant Payne turns and flips over to Maddox Meese at second base for out number 3. It's another 0 on the board in the top half of the 4th. The Wildcats looking to change their zeros and put some runs up of their own here in Abilene. Back in Abilene, Texas, the clouds starting to clear up here in Abilene, with the Red Raiders leading 5-0 over the Wildcats as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Take a look at the standings for the Big 12, the conference where Texas Tech sits. Right now, not looking great for the Red Raiders. They find themselves at the bottom slot at 6-12. Of course, getting swept by Utah last weekend in 3 games. Not great for them, but it's a very competitive Big 12 that's looked good this year.
I mean, Kansas at the top of it. They're not even the highest ranked team. It's West Virginia in the 2 spot who hops them in the rankings there, but 3 ranked. TCU's a great ball club. We saw them here in Abilene a couple of weeks ago. UCF has played some really nice baseball. It's a great conference. Across the board, I think it's one of the best Power 4 conferences you really have. Some great baseball being played there.
Texas Tech actually won the series against the conference-leading Jayhawks back in the middle of March. Won a series against Arizona, but have yet to win a series since then. They got swept by TCU, lost 2 of 3 against Houston, lost 2 of 3 against West Virginia, and got swept by Utah as Grant Watkins drives this one out deep and high into center field. That ball hanging up there for what feels like 30 seconds, but nonetheless, Kyler Thompson makes the grab for out number 1.
Ball hit long and high. That ball just hung up there and hung up there and hung up there, and then Thompson able to make the catch. But that one just, if it flattens out a little bit, Watkins, puts the Wildcats on the board. Starting to get that opposite field approach with the wind going that way. It's how these lefties are going to be successful tonight.
Launch angle of near 43 degrees. Triple-digit exit velocity as Brady Ladisaw steps in the right-handed batter's box. Takes strike one, top of the zone. Donovan Becerra back on the hill for the Red Raiders. Last inning, had a couple of runners on base, hit a batter, walked a batter, but a couple of strikeouts and a flyout put another 0 up on the board for ACU's offense. Ladisaw for 1 with a strikeout. Credit to the Red Raider pitching staff so far. The two guys we've seen from them have just put 2 runners on for free. Both of those came last inning from Becerra, a hit by pitch and a walk, but they've really pitched to contact. ACU has hit the ball hard, but in this wind, when they hit it up, it hasn't gotten out of the yard like they normally see, and so it's led to a lot of outs. 2-2 now the count to Ladisaw. Ladisaw, the freshman from Los Alamos, New Mexico. Played it, Heath, Texas. I looked at the wrong player. Grant Watkins is from Los Alamos. This ball hits softly out in the center field. It'll fall in there for a single. Kyler Thompson not able to get there. This time the wind doing the Wildcats a favor with a little bloop single out in the left field.
And it falls in right in between the triad on that left side. Hughes, Thompson, and Ryan all coming together. Just take a look at it here. Just a bloop single, a fantastic, little dropper in there to get a runner aboard. Really on a play like that, you're thankful, there's not a collision. You can get really dangerous. You're all looking up, trying to chase it, and you just got to communicate really well.
Roman, there's been 5 strikeouts for the Wildcats tonight. Everything else they've put in play has all been hit harder than that. It was the softest hit ball by an ACU hitter so far in this game, 72 miles an hour, and it falls in for a single, just their 3rd hit of the game.
And the Wildcats have put some stuff together. They just haven't finished, haven't been able to, have that big extra base hit to drive in a run when it's gotten aboard.
Here's JT Thompson. 1-0 pitch misses high for ball 2. Thompson came in today batting .292 on the year. .390 on base percentage. Now heading the count 2-0. Runner on, 1 out. Ladisaw at first. This pitch at the top of the zone, but clips it for strike 1. Ladisaw gets his lead off first. Becerra will take a look, comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ladisaw fakes like he's going. Thompson drives this one out to left center field, but hangs it up in the sky, falling down into the glove of Kyler Thompson. And 2 away here in the 4th.
Yeah, high drive there from Thompson to Thompson. Really just got under that one a little bit. We're really going to have to see some more line drives for the offense to spark here in this windy Wednesday night.
Too many flyouts so far for the Wildcats. Of course, Becerra is a little bit of a fly ball pitcher. Coming into today's game, just 3 ground balls that he had generated that had led to outs. 16 of his 19 outs that he's pitched have been by way of the pop out. Ryan Jones takes a rip at the first pitch he sees and fouls it straight back. Jones struck out looking to end the 2nd inning. He faced Schaus, who had a great fastball. He was looking for the fastball and kind of got froze with a backdoor breaking ball instead. Now 0-1 the count. Runner on, 2 outs. This pitch grooved in there, but just misses inside for ball 1.
And you got to imagine Jones, the transfer from Texas Tech, is probably pretty familiar with a lot of these guys. They spent last season together. While Jones didn't see the field, he's still getting those practice reps, seeing them throw their bullpens, even some live-on-live in the offseason. I wonder, how that translates to tonight's ball game.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a rebuilding year as far as the pitching staff is concerned for Texas Tech. A lot of new arms. That is a place that they have struggled. Of course, this year hadn't been a whole lot better, but they've dealt with some injuries that has really kind of derailed their season as far as the pitching side of the goes. Of course, the offense has been great. We've talked about that some. As Jones faces a 1-2 count. Looking to put him away is Donovan Becerra. Second inning of work. High fastball, but taken for a ball. Becerra making his 7th appearance on the season. Two balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Jones. Pitch hit hard, grounded through the 3-4 hole out into right field. They'll hold Ladisaw at second base. And it's a 2-out single for Ryan Jones.
And now the second time in as many innings, the Wildcats have runners on first and second, still looking to score their first run. But a really nice piece here, just staying patient, drives the ball, to that pull side, hit it where it was pitched, taking the hands well through the zone and extending the inning. Wildcats still looking for their first run.
Another hard hit ball by ACU. This one finally finding a hole. Good for a base hit, the 4th hit of the night for the Wildcats. As Cannon Sundgren steps in the box. He struck out in his first at bat. First pitch is a breaking ball that clips the outside part of the plate for a strike. A lot of first pitch strikes so far tonight from this Texas Tech pitching staff.
Yeah, definitely a point of emphasis of getting ahead early, and staying ahead. They've done a good job.
Sundgren in the box. Fouls this one off. Now in an 0-2 hole. Cannon Sundgren, the senior from Silsbee, Texas, transferred in from Nebraska. One of 2 ACU players that have a little bit of Big Ten experience. Batting .264 on the year coming into tonight. Takes ball 1 upstairs. Sundgren has been probably the best defensive catcher for the Wildcats. Seen Brady Gray behind the dish. Max Meese can play back there. And Sundgren swings through this one. Fastball at 92 for strike 3. It's another scoreless inning for the Wildcats. We've played 4 here in Abilene, and the Red Raiders lead the Wildcats 5-0. Back on the campus of Abilene Christian University on this Earth Day. Beautiful evening here in Abilene, Texas. We've played 4 so far. The Red Raiders lead the Wildcats 5-0. We have a new pitcher in the ball game for ACU. The 4th of the night, it'll be the lefty Carson Wallace. Wallace, the freshman out of Harleton, Texas.
Yeah, Wallace, another guy who's gotten a lot of young opportunities in his freshman season. A 1-0 record, 4.8 ERA, and 23 1/3. He's gotten roughed up a couple of times, but he's also pitched some really nice outings for the Wildcats. 22 hits. You see there, 27 strikeouts in those 23 1/3. A guy who really has some swing and miss stuff when he's locating. When his command is off, he can really struggle, get behind in a lot of counts, give the leverage to hitters. But when he's in a groove, pitching well, finding the zone, a really effective lefty.
See a fastball with arm side run around 90 to 91 miles an hour. Strong lefty out of the bullpen for the Wildcats. Let's take a look at both these teams. They've played a lot of midweek games this year, and the Red Raiders have had some success. Abilene Christian not so much, but of course ACU really kind of playing up a level in these midweek games.
That's exactly, they play some, big teams, TCU, Texas Tech, DBU. They want to boost that RPI, really get the rankings in their favor come late season, come super regional, stuff like that. And for Texas Tech, they just know how to score in the midweeks. The offense is really high-powered, as is the Wildcats. They had a big 20-run effort against Stephen F. Austin in their first midweek game. But interesting to kind of see the Power 4 approach to the midweeks versus the mid-major approach.
Both the Red Raiders and the Wildcats lost to Dallas Baptist. ACU will get another look at the Patriots later this season on a Tuesday night. Kyler Thompson, the leadoff hitter, he's 2 for 2 so far with 2 singles out to left field. A big swing and a miss on a breaking ball there from Wallace. Finds himself an account of 1-2. Wallace pitched 2 1/3 innings last weekend against Indiana. As this ball is lined out to right field, it will fall in front of Ryan Jones. And Kyler Thompson, the leadoff hitter, now 3 for 3 on the evening.
The second baseman,
And really just doing
number
exactly
3,
what a leadoff does. He goes and gets
Lopez.
3 singles. He's a threat to run, so, you know, sure, he'd probably like a double, but if he can stay at first base, get in the pitcher's head, have them thinking about that, maybe, you know, he leads to a bad pitch that leads to extra bases for the next guy. Just doing a really good job putting himself aboard to lead to runs scored by the best part of the lineup.
Now here's Tracer Lopez. Lopez hit a scorching line drive out to the first baseman, ended up in a double play. Lopez, the senior from Rosebud, Texas, has had a great career in a Red Raider uniform. Came into this season ranked top 50 in the nation for middle infielders. Swings through that one for strike 2. He's gonna want a little pine tar as his hands slipped off. He goes the spray route as opposed to the stick. Interesting choice for the middle infielder.
I'm curious to know how effective that is in this wind. I mean, you got about 20 miles an hour pushing by you.
It did look like a lot of it didn't go to the bat or the gloves.
Gotta be pretty close proximity.
Watch out. You might be in the splash zone if you're in the first row down there on the third base line. 0-2, and Wallace takes a look over at first base. Kyler Thompson dives back safely.
I can't say pine tar is probably my choice of call it what you will in that front row. Don't need any pine tar blown into me.
There's much better concessions you could go get.
Yeah. I was gonna call it a beverage, but like it's coming out of an aerosol spray, so it's probably not quite a beverage, but yeah, nonetheless, I don't need any association with pine tar.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one grounded once again. Watkins steps on first, throws it to Payne, who tags the runner out, and another double play. That's twice now. Lopez has ripped one down the line, and Grant Watkins has made back-to-back great plays against the second baseman.
Yeah, that one there, a slight variation. He, grabs the hard line drive, steps on first super casually, and then they throw to Payne, who makes the tag play. Great awareness, but also just great defensive play from Grant Watkins. He leads the conference tied for the lead in the conference in home runs with 18, but providing a really nice defense over there at first base.
Here's a 2-out single lined out into left field. Connor Schaus started this game as the pitcher for the Red Raiders, and he's now 1 for 2 and a walk in his 3 at-bats in the 3-hole.
And just continuing to, see it really well at the plate, be effective. With 2 outs there especially, you want to continue this inning. This is been a game that's gone in favor of Texas Tech from start to finish. They got the 5 spot in the first. Haven't scored, but you have to continually apply that pressure. Continue to not let ACU try to climb back in.
Now Logan Hughes will step in the box on the left side. It'll be a lefty-on-lefty matchup for Carson Wallace. Wallace making his 15th appearance on the year. Gets the pitch to fall in there for a strike. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Red Raiders have been held scoreless since that 5-run first inning. Wallace goes to it. 91 on the gun. And a little tardy is Logan Hughes. Hughes 0 for 2 on the night. Fielder's choice and a hard line out to right field. Hit it well, but right at Ryan Jones. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded hard. Foul down the right field line. There's another ACU reliever getting warm in the bullpen down there you see on your screen. Expected this, a bullpen game for the Wildcats. Hoped that Colin Adams could maybe give him a couple of innings, but not a great first inning. Instead, Logan Young was the one that gave him 2 innings. But wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of one-inning pitchers come out for the rest of this ball game. I'd see Brady Coe come in and throw 2 innings. Might see David John come and throw 2 innings, but for the most part, it'll be a new pitcher each inning unless it's just a real quick, 9-10 pitch inning for someone. So the 1-2 somehow misses. Up and away, one of the two. Down 2-2 the count.
Yeah, Wallace kind of thought he had it there.
I thought he had it.
Right there on top of the zone with the fastball. It's a really nice pitch either way. I mean, called a strike, swinging strike, whatever. It's a nice one, but it doesn't quite get it to go.
Hughes is going to be a tough out no matter what as he takes ball 3 down below. Hughes, an MLB draft prospect. He's ranked among the top 100 prospects here for this upcoming 2026 draft this summer. He's probably the most complete hitter in this lineup. He's a smart runner, high on-base percentage, and you take a look at the on-base percentage is going to increase after drawing the full count walk here with 2 outs.
The third baseman, number 4.
And that one might leave a bitter taste in the mouth of Carson Wallace. He thought he had strike 3 and would have ended the inning, but instead it goes as a walk. You see it there, just, you know, really nice patience, really nice approach from Hughes. Now 2 aboard with 2 outs.
Hughes' 40th walk of the season. He's a great on-base guy in the middle of this Red Raider lineup. Now Lincoln Garcia offers the first pitch he sees, flies it out to right field. Jones moving back at the warning track and caught for the 3rd out of the inning. Another 0 on the board. We've been scoreless since the top of the 1st. Wildcats looking to change that as we move to the bottom of the 5th here on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, Texas, it's 9-1-2 coming up for the Wildcat hitters. And that 2-hole hitter, Diego Cardenas, he's been good this year. And for more on that, we'll send it on down to Daisy Strine.
Hey guys, thanks. Grant Watkins and Diego Cardenas, I'm calling them the dynamic duo. They're tied 8th nationally with 18 home runs apiece this season, making ACU the only team in the country to have 2 players in the top 10, leading in the Western Athletic Conference as well. These 2 have been leaders at the plate not only this season, but last season too, with 71 combined home runs. That's for sure. They're leaders at the plate, and they're going to continue to be this evening. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Well, thanks, Daisy. Yeah, Diego Cardenas, Grant Watkins has really provided some much-needed power for this Wildcat lineup. As Maddox Misi comes up to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. Roman, back in 1998, let's take you back to the 90s. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, home run race. Mark McGwire ended with 70. Sammy Sosa ended with 66. The Wildcats kind of have their own home run race going on right now, looking to possibly break the single-season record for home runs here for the Wildcats between Watkins and Cardenas. Right now, they're at 18 apiece. The record at 25. And just to throw some stats at you, McGwire and Sosa, they were hitting 1 home run every 2 to 3 games. You know, of course, a 162-game season. Probably didn't play in all of those. ACU, they play 55 games this year, including, you know, the first game of the conference tournament, assuming they make it out to Mesa, Arizona. Right now, Watkins and Cardenas, they're on pace for right at 25 home runs, which is good for, you know, 1 home run every 2.2 days. That leads to a 162-game piece of 162-game pace of how many home runs? 70.
That's you've been doing your homework. That's some good number crunching there. I mean, a ridiculous season for both of them so far, 18 each, you know, but to be on pace that McGwire and Sosa and guys like that are, it's impressive. And, you know, that's the point of this McCarty squad. They wanted to put some power in, really utilize swinging the bat this season.
Yeah, and someone who's been swinging the bat well is Maddox Misi, but here he goes down on strikes. To start off the bottom of the 5th inning, Donovan Becerra back on the hill for the Red Raiders, and we'll flip the lineup back up to the top with Zant Payne. Yeah, Roman, I think there's a great marketing opportunity here for ACU baseball.
Yeah.
They got 2 power hitters. It's a team that the power has not always been there. They've had a lot more speed in the past and really good defensive teams. But this year it's been a little bit, you know, moved a little bit away from the speed and a lot more towards that power. Diego Cardenas, Grant Watkins, they await. Cardenas on deck. Zant Payne in the box. 0 for 1 tonight. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Payne's been a great player at shortstop for 3 years. Real consistent defensively. As he lines this one out to right center field. Trying to make a diving grab is Thompson. He can't do it. Payne going for second. He dives in. He's got a 1-out double. The first extra base hit of the night for ACU comes from Zant Payne. And he hit that one well out to center field.
Yeah, and it nearly hung up just long enough for Thompson to make that diving catch, but it falls just in front of the glove, and Payne was going to that whole time, saw the play that Thompson was going to try to make, really, you know, able to see that one develop, and then legs out the double. That's the kind of spark that Abilene Christian's been looking for. The pitching has kept them in this ball game. You know, 4 straight scoreless frames thrown up. The bats just need to wake up, and that's the play to do it.
Well, the top 5-6 hitters of this ACU lineup has hit the ball really hard, including Zant Payne, who had a hard fly ball to right field in his first at bat. Here's Diego Cardenas. We know he can hit the ball hard. He has already tonight twice. 2 really high fly balls hit over 100 miles an hour each out to center field, but have both been caught. Leaves him 0 for 2. Now 0-1 the count. Becerra working out of the stretch. Payne gets his lead off second. High fastball taken for ball 1. Ryan holding on, Payne over at second. Breaking ball, top of the zone. Cardenas tried to get up to it, but fouls it off the top of his bat for strike 2. Becerra now at 47 pitches here in this outing. Out for his 3rd inning of work. Here's the pitch, misses low and in for ball 2. Evens things up. Becerra, the most innings he's thrown this season in a game is 3. Came back on February 21st against Albany. The last few outings, he's thrown just 1 or 2 innings. Cardenas rips this one through the infield out into right field. Zant Payne being rounded home. ACU picks up their first run of the ball game with Zant Payne diving in safely at the plate. And Diego Cardenas with an RBI single here to put his Wildcats up on the board.
Yeah, we've been talking about it since the first inning here. The lefty hitters in this ballgame are going to have to utilize the ground ball and the line driving. Cardenas does just that, a hard rip into right field. And Zant Payne, again, saw that develop, said, I'm going to go home no matter what. There was no hesitation, and he beat him really by only about a step. If he's half a second later, he's probably out at home plate, but nice assertive base running, smart decision, and an effective route rounding third base as well. The Wildcats get on the board. Now need to continue this momentum, really start to build the snowball.
Yeah, they cut the deficit to 4 as Nick Arias lines this one out to right center field. It falls in for a base hit. Cardenas will be held at second, probably wise. 1 out here in the inning. But the Wildcat offense, the hard contact finally starting to fall out of the outfield for some base hits.
Yeah, now 3rd time through the lineup, seeing Becerra for the 2nd time now. The top of the order really taking advantage of it, as you see there. That one nearly hopped over the glove. Would have been extra bases for Arias and potentially the 2nd run, but back-to-back-to-back hits for this Abilene Christian lineup. They're going to get our first mound visit.
Yeah, that'll get bullpen up and moving down the left field line. Lovey, new pitcher into this ball game for the Red Raiders as Coach Tadlock comes out to take the ball from his hand of his first reliever, Donovan Becerra, who had a good outing but couldn't get through his 3rd inning of work. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back here in the bottom of the 5th. Back in Abilene, Texas, the Wildcats finally scored to get on the board. They trail the Red Raiders 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've got 2 runners aboard and Grant Watkins coming up to the plate. But it's a new pitcher in the ball game for the Red Raiders. It'll be Jordan Espinoza, the southpaw sophomore from Watsonville, California. He'll be on the hill, making his 13th appearance of the season. 1-1 the record for Espinoza, but has been barreled quite a bit this season. It's an opponent batting average of almost 400 on the year. He's given up a pair of home runs, 18 walks to 10 strikeouts. He struggled so far to make opposing hitters swing and miss, and Grant Watkins is going to be looking to find a barrel himself. 3.5 ERA, 12 1/3 innings of work so far for Jordan Espinoza on the year. Espinoza's fastball will sit mid to upper 80s, probably about 87, 88 miles an hour. This is the first lefty that the Wildcats have seen here tonight. Schaus and Becerra through to get the game started, both righties. Now Espinoza comes in as a southpaw to face the big hitting lefty in Grant Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins here, a couple of guys on for him, a chance to really put the Wildcats back in this ball game. That wind's still pushing in from right field. That's where he likes to go with, the home run ball. So really needs to live in the gaps. He needs to find a line drive, continue to do what Payne and Cardenas and Arias have been doing, and just finding the gaps, living that, getting the next man up.
ACU now has 7 hits in this game. Red Raiders just above that with 8. 89 to 91, the fastball for Espinoza. His first pitch finds the strike zone at the bottom, low and inside corner. 0-1 the count. Watkins 0 for 2. Hit a hard ball to center field in his last at bat. Struck out in the first. 2 on and 1 out here in the fifth. Espinoza, long pause. Pitch misses low. Cardenas not a lot of speed, so it'll have to take a good gap shot to get him home, but just 1 out in the inning. Watkins offers it this one, fouls it way out of play down the left side. Now in a hole, 1-2.
Yeah, that's a nice swing, a defensive swing, really. You just got so much power. He can, hit a ball a long ways.
Watkins ties Cardenas with 18 home runs, but the average not quite as good. Just at 242. An on-base percentage of 347. Consistent first base, though, for the Wildcats. And the 1-2 pitch. Stone cold take there on the inside corner for a ball.
That's real close on that inside edge. Texas Tech really likes to go to that inside edge. We've seen it, with all three pitchers now, with Schaus to Becerra, and now Espinoza. Like to ride that fastball in on the hands.
Here's the 2-2. And he goes down looking. Fastball at 93 on the outside corner. And Grant Watkins walks back to the dugout. It'll be up to Brady Ladislaw to get the runners in.
Yeah, Watkins, 51st strikeout on the season. A really nice pitch from Espinoza. He's got the left on left. He likes to just go with, that off-speed stuff, drops it right in the heart of the plate. It's a big out to get for Espinoza out of the bullpen. You get your first guy. It can often be the hardest when you're entering a ball game. There's the momentum of the game. You jump right in, you get that out, you settle in, and now a chance to strand 2.
Brady Ladislaw steps in. Right now he holds the softest hit ball of the night for ACU, which was one of their 7 base hits. 1 for 2 and a strikeout. And the count 1-0. Espinoza, opposing righties are batting .406 against him. Here's a fly ball in foul territory. Tailing foul, trying to make a play on it is the first baseman, which he does, hanging over the railing. A nice play there from Robin Villeneuve to end the inning. The Wildcats strand 2, pick up 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-1 Texas Tech. Going to the 6th inning here in Abilene. Red Raiders lead by 4 over the Abilene Christian Wildcats. So far, hadn't been a whole lot of offense at the top of the first inning. ACU finally able to get a run across in the bottom of the 5th, but it's been pretty good pitching so far in this game. We expected a little bit more offense from both these teams, but both bullpens, both staffs have looked good.
Yeah, Logan Young really good out of the bullpen for the Wildcats. Been part of, what's now thrown several scoreless frames here to keep it what was a 5-run game, now a 4-run game. I mean, no runs for the Wildcats given up since that first inning, but, Schaus was great out of the pen. Connor Schaus doing it both ways, a single, a walk, as well as, 2 scoreless frames to start this one, and then, the 3-run home run from Quintanar. Really the big piece of this one. That feels like the step that really kind of gave Texas Tech a lot of momentum to jump ahead. And the Wildcats have been trying to play catch up. They've threatened a couple of times, but they've stranded, several runners through these 4 frames, 2 of the last 3 innings left in the, 7 left on base overall.
Yeah, ACU's hit the ball really hard. We've seen a lot of great barrels that have turned into outs, but they've struck out 7 times against Texas Tech pitching. Now ACU back on the hill, the freshman Carson Wallace. He'll face Caden Ferraro's 1 for 2 on the day. Ferraro singled in his last at bat out to right field. Flew out to center, hard hit ball that just caught up in the wind. Ferraro, the junior from Pearland, Texas. 384 the average coming into today. He started in all 37 games this year. Averages a walk per game. Right now he's ahead of the count 3-0. It's a quick 4-pitch walk here to start off our 6th inning.
And that's It's kind of the constant issue with Carson Wallace is he can, find the zone to be really effective, but when he's not in the zone, he's really out of the zone. His second walk in just an inning, and a batter now can be a little bit wild. He's got some really good stuff. Needs to really control it here. You don't want to give away free passes to help Texas Tech get out of this 4-inning drought.
Carson Wallace in over 23 innings of work has actually been a little bit better against righties. This ball bounces. Back pick attempt here from Sundgren, but able to dive in safely is Ferraro. Yeah, Wallace been just slightly better against right-handed hitters. With runners on, he's given up a 262 average to opposing hitters. Struggling to throw a strike here so far in the 6th, though. It's been 5 straight balls. Now he throws a breaking ball, a slider that sweeps into the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, that's a really nice pitch to Quintanar. He just wasn't ready for it. He was sitting fastball very clearly there. He had the foot down, was ready to go, and then that one just took an extra second to get there. Really nice cut on it.
Whitner's got the big 3-run home run, a big part of that 5-run first inning. Now grounds one to the left side that just sneaks past the glove of Nick Arias. A nice job by Zant Payne going to cover the bag. The throw comes into third, and will keep the runner at second. But now 2 on here to start off the 6th.
Another hard piece of contact in this ball game. Both sides have been seeing it really well and hitting it really well. That one just hit right through that 5-6 hole. Gets a board. Now 2 on, no outs to start this inning, and Texas Tech looking to jump back on the board.
Yeah, the biggest difference between ACU and Texas Tech is Texas Tech, all their hard hit balls have been at a launch angle below 20 degrees. ACU's have all been at a launch angle above 30. A big swing and a miss on a breaking ball here. Robin Villeneuve, who had a nice catch to end the last inning. He's the first baseman, had a catch over the railing. Little basket catch for the 3rd out with runners on for ACU. 0-1 the count. Wallace comes set. Misses this one outside. Villeneuve 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Villeneuve really had a breakout 2025. He had 365 with 12 home runs and 49 RBI. Second team all Big 12. He's a guy that can really hit all over the lineup. He can hit leadoff if need be. He can play outfield, play first base. He's really kind of an all-around slugger. 9 home runs this season. Chops this one foul. 1-2 still the count. So the most offense we've seen Texas Tech have since that top of the 1st. Carson Wallace having to deal with a little traffic on the base paths.
Yeah, the Wildcat pitching really settled in. Logan Young he faced the minimum. He faced a 1-2-3 inning in the 2nd and a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. Kept the Wildcats in this one.
This ball goes to the backstop. It'll move the runners up to 2nd and 3rd. Pitch down in the dirt and away. Instead of blocking it, Sundgren chose to try to glove it with a pick, tried to almost trap it. Didn't prove to be successful. So now 2 in scoring position for Villeneuve. Villeneuve hitting 361 with runners in scoring position. Wallace pitching just 262 average with runners on. Here's a ground ball to Nick Arias. Looks the runner back and fires it across the diamond for out 1. And a nice job with the infield in there to keep the runners put.
Yeah, that's big, especially with the pass ball there, because it's hit hard at the cut infield area. He's able to grab that one, and the third base runner in Ferraro hardly able to get off of third base. Didn't really take a secondary. Has to go back. You get the out. You really need another one of those here, whether it's a strikeout, a pop out. You need something that keeps those runners in that spot to have a chance to get out of this.
We talked about the turf earlier and how it plays for outfielders, but for infielders, it can be better as this one's chopped foul down the left field line. Especially whenever you're cutting the runoff and you're in on the infield grass, it is so nice because you always kind of want to play right there where that grass dirt cut is. But with all turf, there's no lip. You don't have to worry about your footing, your footwork, how the ball bounces. It's really nice for this type of play as ACU's infield is in on that green artificial grass. This pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 the count, a backdoor breaking ball. And Coleman Ryan, the hitter, he's 0 for 2. He's at 2 ground outs to Zant Payne at short. Now Wallace looking to get a ground ball or a swing and miss. 0-2 the count. This pitch in the dirt. And a nice block there by Cannon Sundgren. What he didn't do last time he does here and saves a run.
And this is a big pitch for Wallace here. You go out of the zone intentionally or not, you really need to get back in there here. You don't want to give up a wild pitch, but you especially don't want to give up a ball to the outfield.
The 1-2 pitch just misses outside. Evens things up at 2 apiece.
And it almost looks like Wallace is kind of, shying away from the contact here. You can't dance around the strike zone with Power 4 teams like Texas Tech. They're going to make you pay. You just really got to throw it in there, trust the defense, or trust your stuff.
Yeah, and while you have a base open, 3 for 3, Thompson stands on deck. This one flared out to right field. Jones makes the catch. No tag attempt over from the runner at third base. That's Caden Ferraro. And now there's 2 out here in the top half of the 6th.
And that ball not hit far enough for the sac fly. Really not even close. That ball about 60 feet past the infield dirt. Nice read from Jones. Nice, nice battle back here from Wallace. Now a chance to leave runners on second and third when they got there with just 1 out.
He's got a tough matchup here, though, and Kyler Thompson, who's 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles, 2 to the left side, 1 to the right. And that'll get Coach Rick McCarty up out of his dugout to come talk to his pitcher, perhaps make a pitching change. There is a Wildcat out warming up in the bullpen.
It's David John throwing in right field. He's been throwing pretty much this whole inning. I think first Caden Ferraro led off with that walk and he got up. He's been throwing at a good tempo, looks about ready, but curious to see if this is a challenge meeting from McCarty of, you're a freshman, you're in a big spot here, go really buckle down, here's what the plan is, or, we're just going to burn a little bit of time, say great work, you got the 2 outs now, we're going to put the veteran in, chance to get that third out, and what's been a tough out, maybe the toughest in the lineup, in Kyler Thompson.
Yeah, it looks like he'll keep Wallace in the game. Just talking through how he's going to pitch this leadoff hitter. Like you said, David John getting warm. Out past the right field wall. A long mound visit here from Coach McCarty. Home plate umpire Michael Anderson letting it go for a while. He's right there in the huddle, but letting McCarty talk. Everybody hustles back, though, and we'll get back to play with 2 runners on, both in scoring position, 2 outs here in the 6th. Texas Tech already with the 4-run lead, and Kyler Thompson looking to extend that.
And I really like this move from Coach McCarty here. You let your freshman stay in the ballgame, get his 3rd out. This could be a huge moment, not just for the growth and the learning, but also the momentum in this ballgame.
Thompson's been a great leadoff hitter this year for Texas Tech, but not as great at driving in runs. Just a 289 average with runners in scoring position as opposed to his normal 358. Just 22 RBIs on the season, and takes strike 2 on the outside corner. Good start to this at bat here from the freshman Wallace on the mound.
A couple of nice pitches, one with the changeup and now the off-speed stuff. A couple of nice pitches, a chance to put him down in 3.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one bounces well out in front of the plate, and what a job there by Cannon Sundgren just to keep it anywhere near the home plate area and keep Caden Ferraro over at 3rd.
And that ball hit him with a lot of velocity, skipped pretty far away, but fortunately Sundgren had a good beat on it, able to keep that run at 3rd.
Now 1-2 the count. Wallace still going out of the stretch here. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Comes set. Big leg kick. Here's the pitch. Swung at and just fouled off the foot of Kyler Thompson.
He hasn't gone to that fastball to Thompson yet. Got to imagine he's going to stay with the off-speed stuff here unless he's setting it up. You could see him try to challenge high, really get the chase. Thompson could be over-eager, trying to, really make a dent on this lead, or a dent to extend with a 1-2 count.
Yeah, all 3 hits have been off the fastball from Thompson. Back to the breaking ball here, misses outside. It's 2-2. Wallace comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one chopped foul. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, staying with the off-speed. It doesn't look like they want to throw Thompson the fastball. I mean, guys in the top of the order who hit leadoff, typically good fastball hitters. They want to get on base early, see that early contact, and a lot of times early in ball games or early in innings, you see the fastball early in the count.
He's got the changeup. He's got the breaking ball. He'll go to it. Just misses outside with that changeup. The ACU fans wanted it. The dugout wanted it. Wallace was walking off the hill. Here's another look.
That one just off the black there. It's probably a good call by Anderson behind the plate, but that one certainly close.
Full count, 2 outs. Open runner at first base, so the runners won't go. Here's the payoff pitch. This one lined out to the parking lot. Thompson, great at bat here.
good battle here. Wallace not giving up anything to Kyler Thompson. Again, one of the best bats in this lineup, a really veteran guy, an experienced guy, and the senior and the freshman going head-to-head.
3-2 the count. Wallace comes set. The payoff pitch, once again, grounded to the left side. Cutting it off is Nick Arias. Throws it over to first, and he has the out for out number 3. Carson Wallace does a great job to keep a 0 on the board. And ACU going to the bottom of the 6th inning as they trail by 4 to Texas Tech in Abilene. Whack Baseball on ESPN Plus. Jaden West alongside Roman Raffelli. Texas Tech leads Abilene Christian 5-1 as we move to the bottom of the 6th. But what a play here to end the top of the 6th inning. Nick Arias flashing some leather. Kyler Thompson, the 3-hit day so far. It's a hard ground ball to the left side. Close play here. And just getting him by a hair. Arias, hard throw across the diamond, sliding up to off his knees to his feet. All around great baseball play, but huge in the sense of Wildcats keep runs off the board. And now still trail by 4, but a lot of momentum going into the bottom half of this inning.
And for Arias there, I mean, that's a heck of a play. It's a hard hit ball to his left, so he's got to make the diving play on his knees, able to pop up and throw it immediately. I mean, he can't put a ton behind that ball because he's popping up like that, but able to get it there just in time. Texas Tech wanted a review, but not available here in the WAC. Fantastic play to end it, and that could be a huge momentum piece because we talked about before that final at-bat, McCarty took the mound visit. He had the option, do you go to the veteran and David John out of the bullpen, or do you keep your freshman in to, clean up his mess, get out of his inning? That can really build a lot of momentum, not just for him personally and his growth and development, but to, push this team into now the back, 3.5 innings, opportunity to get back on the board. You did it in the 5th, you get the shutdown. Really need to capitalize on that momentum and a big play to spark it.
It'll be Jordan Espinoza on the hill for the Red Raiders. Got the last 2 outs in the 5th, coming in relief for Donovan Becerra. Espinoza will face JT Thompson, Ryan Jones, and Cannon Sundgren. 2 for 6 combined between those 3 hitters. Thompson 1 for 2, had a single in his first at bat. Was caught stealing. It was a ball in the dirt blocked by the catcher, Quintanar. Thompson got thrown out trying to take second base. Flew out to center field in his last at bat. He'll lead things off here in the 6th. Left on left matchup. First time Thompson's seen that today. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's ball 1. Thompson actually hitting better against lefties than righties. 324 against southpaws as opposed to just 274 versus right-handers. 1-0 pitch. He shows bunt, tries to drag it down the line, but will pull it back as that pitch misses up and in for ball 2. Thompson today extended his on-base streak to 10 games. Has a 4-game hitting streak now. 2-0 pitch misses well inside, almost clips him. And now way ahead in the count, 3-0. Looked like he was taking all the way there, didn't even try to show bunt. Probably taking all the way here too. I imagine there's no green light put on down 4 and leadoff speed guys up to the box. Take strike 1. Three and 1 the count to Thompson. Espinoza back out for another inning of work, and his first batter of the inning is a walk. JT Thompson trots on down to first base, leadoff man aboard for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Thompson's 18th walk on the year. He's used to, kind of being that spark guy who just needs to, just does what it takes to get on base, get the inning started. You got to start it somewhere. Able to get aboard, now put the Wildcats an opportunity to add another run.
Ryan Jones steps into the box. Jones also 1 for 2. Singled in his last at bat. We're going to have a mound visit here from pitching coach Steve Foster. Foster in his first season at Texas Tech as pitching coach. Comes out and talks to Espinoza, sophomore from Watsonville, California. Red Raider getting hot down the left field line in the bullpen. That's number 44, Logan Beavis. Beavis, he's been good this year. 20 innings pitched, 3.54 ERA. Maybe the next arm the Wildcats see, but for now, it'll still be Jordan Espinoza, the lefty. 4-pitch walk to start off. Well, excuse me, it wasn't 4-pitch, 5-pitch walk to start off the inning. JT Thompson leads off first base. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup here as Ryan Jones steps into the box. Jones, the redshirt freshman from Aledo, transferred in from Tech. Making his 31st start of the year. That ball's in the dirt. Having a hard time finding the strike zone here is Espinoza. Jones 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Long pause here from Espinoza. Grooves a fastball at the bottom of the zone over the middle of the plate, and 1-1 the count. Something to note, the way the sun is setting here in Abilene, left side of the infield, Lincoln Garcia, Coleman Ryan have a hard time seeing. Both have sunglasses on. Of course, you see Logan Hughes out in left field. He's shading his eyes with his hand right now. This ball's bounced well in front of the plate. Thompson may have learned his lesson. Doesn't try to take second base this time. Probably could have got it on that one. It bounced further away than the one he attempted earlier in the game.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart decision here by Thompson. You're down 4 runs. You're not going to get it back with 1 stolen base. You just got to keep yourself on base and alive, ready to, score when your offense, begins to produce more, play some small ball, which the Wildcats have, been generating here.
So now 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. This one grounded to the right side. Gloved by Villeneuve. Thrown to second, back to first, and he's out for the double play. Just like that, 2 outs and nobody on base for the Wildcats after a chopper of a ground ball leads to a double play.
Yeah, the 3-6-3 really well executed there from the Red Raider defense. A ball in on the cut. He had to throw it and then get back. Some congestion over there, too, with the pitcher and Espinoza, but able to communicate it. Now McCarty, thinking he came off the bag. There was a lot going on, a lot of movement. Of course, Damon Thomas over there on the first base side.
Yeah, McCarty's going to come out and have a casual conversation, really just asking for some possible help. So Thomas will give it to him. He'll go and visit with Michael Anderson, who's out at home plate, see if he maybe saw anything, saw a foot come off the base. I'll have to take another look at it. I was looking at second base, looking at the throw. It was pretty congested, though, like you said. A lot going on right there around the bag. All in all, a good play, though, from Robin Villeneuve.
Well, and typically when the first baseman has to come into the grass to field the ball and throw it, the pitcher's job is to get over there and take it. But with Villeneuve trying to do it himself, he creates that confusion, that little bit of a mess. So it looks like they're going to uphold the call.
Yeah, here's another look at that ground ball to the right side. Yeah. Looks like he was definitely out in time. It's just a matter of if the foot was on the base, but Villeneuve believed he had it. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter here. In the game for Cannon Sundgren will be Brady Gray, the other catcher. Gray, 250 batting average on the season. Sundgren was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, so bring in the right-handed hitting Gray to face Espinoza with nobody on and 2 outs. 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2. Gray, the sophomore from Farmersville, Texas. Got quite a bit of playing time last year as a freshman. He did break his collarbone, though, so missed some of the season with an injury. Takes a strike here, 2-1. Started the year this year as the primary catcher, the everyday starter behind the dish, but has since seen some time split with Cannon Sundgren. Sundgren, who's kind of emerged as a nice offensive weapon in the middle of the order. 2-1 the count. This one lined out and leaping grab made by the shortstop, Coleman Ryan. A couple nice defensive plays here in the 6th inning. And that'll send us to break as we move to the 7th. We're through 6 here in Abilene. Texas Tech 5, ACU 1, and Coleman Ryan with a nice leaping grab. Back on the campus of Abilene Christian University, where the Wildcats host their West Texas foe in the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Red Raiders with a 5-1 lead. New pitcher in the ballgame for the Wildcats. That'll be the right-hander, the senior from Coppell, Texas. It's David John.
Yeah, David John been a key piece in the back end of this bullpen. A guy who's been around. He's got some good experience. Really composed hand in the back of this bullpen. A 5.4 ERA, a whip of 1.5. He's 2-0 on the season. This is his now 13th appearance, 13 and a third innings pitched. He's given up just 8 earned runs, 16 hits, 11 strikeouts there. He's a guy who kind of utilizes a couple arm angles. Typically, he's over the top, but occasionally he drops into the side arm. He's got a slider and a fastball out of there that can be a little bit tricky. Really good stuff on that sidearm slider. It is a dead giveaway, you know, if you're typically over the top with the fastball and go to that sidearm slider. It needs to be a good one, and his is.
Yeah, both these bullpens are a big part of how the team's success comes throughout the season, especially in conference play. We'll take a look at the conference standings here in the WAC, where ACU sits. Right now, Utah Tech up at the top at 5-1. California Baptist Tarleton State right after that. Those are both teams that ACU has played already. Wildcats still with the rest of the conference to go, but so far a tough start at 2-4.
When you see there, the middle teams in conference play all have 9 games played in conference. It's because every team is having an off week in conference play, with 7 teams being listed there. So the Wildcats still on the back end of that. They've got more baseball in conference to play. Certainly an opportunity for them to, you know, jump and leap into there, but need to turn it on. It's a team that, you know, has had some slower starts to conference play in previous seasons, but has picked it up late, made some good runs. You mentioned last year, you know, they make it to the WAC championship game after losing their first game in the double elimination format. Looking for a hot start down the stretch.
Yeah, you see that low submarine pitch from John. Now he'll go over the top, and to take us through the final 3 innings play-by-play, I'll pitch it back over to Roman Raffelli.
John's 1-0 misses, now 2-0 to Tracer Lopez. A 1-3 evening so far. That double came in the second. He scored on that as well. Drives this one foul down the left field line. Lopez up to 58 hits on the season, 16 of them doubles. It's just a productive Texas Tech lineup. Up and down, they can do damage. They find gaps. They take patient approaches. It's exactly what we've seen this evening in Abilene. Now 2-1. He goes to that sidearm. He misses outside. Now 3-1.
Yeah, you're going to see the breaking ball or the changeup come down low. He also throws a breaking ball up over the top as well as his fastball. Likes to mix up the arm angle. He's much more of an off-speed type of pitcher, not really going to rely on his fastball too much. It's not his go-to.
3-1. Lopez lays off the junk and gets a 5-pitch walk. The leadoff runner is aboard now for the 3rd consecutive inning for the Red Raiders. Take a look at it.
Yeah, really just a big-time missed spot. Gray is set up low and away, and pitch misses up and in. Sometimes it takes John a little bit to settle in.
First pitch is a bunt attempt. That one not put down by Connor Schaus.
David John, you know, you mentioned it. He's been good on the season. The ERA at 5.40 in his 13 innings of work. Not bad at all. 11 strikeouts to just 5 walks, but not a great outing last weekend against Indiana. He threw 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, and a walk.
And a stolen base attempt. Successful there. Ball gets away from Gray. Take a look at it here. Gray chases it down. A close throw at the plate, a dive, or a close throw at the bag, but, you know, up to the left. The pitch inside hits him. Schaus plunked by David John. Lost control on that one on the sidearm. Give him a chance to walk it out.
Yeah, I think it wasn't thrown very hard, just at 77 miles an hour. But, man, it hit him in a weird spot. He kind of limps down to first base. Not a lot of hustle. Kind of on a weird spot on the leg, maybe.
Yeah, we'll take another look at it. And he's got him right on that knee. Certainly, not a great spot for it, just a lot of bone.
Well, almost like a dead leg, maybe,
Yeah.
right? On the outside part, right above the kneecap. Not fun.
I'd much rather take that one just a couple inches up, hit him in the quad, a little bit more muscle there. But instead it puts runners on first and second, no outs. David John gives 2 free passes to start his outing. It brings the cleanup and Logan Hughes to the plate. He's had a quiet night. He's scored a run on a fielder's choice in the first, but hitless with a walk. John misses high and out. 1-1 the count.
And the command is not there here so far tonight for David John. Even the last pitch before that one was a strike, but he missed his location. Gray was set up outside. He went inside and had a breaking ball way away.
A big swing and miss there. Hughes wanted every bit of that one.
Yeah, well, Logan Hughes is not going to be looking to walk, that's for sure. Even though he's been a really great on-base machine. He's got 40 walks on the year, but he wants to hit right now. 2 runners on, nobody out. Anything close, he's going to be trying to pull the trigger.
Well, the 1-2 from David John misses in the dirt, 2-2.
When you're looking to hit the ball, you don't want to draw a walk. Sometimes you can be effectively wild, and when you're not hitting your spots, you're not throwing strikes, then you throw one just close to the zone, it can kind of be chased. That's exactly what Hughes did on strike 2.
And a 2-2. Driven to left field, Ladislaw going back, looking up into the sun, and makes a catch, colliding with the wall. Now the tag from second to third, the relay not in time to get him. Bang, bang at third. Runner will advance, but what a catch from Brady Ladislaw in left.
Yeah, we're going to get a replay here. This ball was hit pretty well.
Now batting the third baseman,
Out into left
Lincoln
field, goes the
Garcia.
other way, seeing the off speed. And Ladislaw, feeling for the wall, makes the catch, slams into it, but a great job to get it in. Makes it for a close play here at third base. Just in time was Tracer Lopez diving in safely. Tagging from second base, puts runners on the corners now. And leaves some opportunity for some offense to be generated here for Texas Tech in the 7th.
Yeah, and I think you're right. He was just in time there. You see it there, Ladislaw kind of bounced off the wall a little bit lackadaisical. He didn't quite, spin around and fire it in. He took a kind of sec to gather himself, make sure he held on to that ball, which he should. That's a big play colliding with the wall and left. Now 1 out, runners on the corners for Lincoln Garcia. First pitch. This is inside to him. Garcia 1 for 3 on the day. He's hit 2 balls out to right field, a fly out and a line out there, as well as a single. Single was his 63rd hit on the season. Just a true freshman. 1 out outside, 2-0.
Wouldn't be surprised if Schaus tries to take second base here. He's got 6 stolen bases on the year in all 6 attempts. Of course, Lincoln Garcia's been good, driving in 45 RBI in the season, batting .367.
John goes to the sidearm, misses outside, now 3-0.
This isn't a great matchup for Lincoln Garcia, which kind of surprises me that David John isn't really attacking him in the strike zone. Now 3-0 the count, needs to fight all the way back.
Ready, the 16th pitch for John. This one, it goes inside to Garcia here. It didn't hit him, so they'll have a play at the plate, but Gray can't pick it up. It'd be a dead ball if it hit the batter, but it looks like he got out of the way. And I wonder if McCarty wants a mound visit here, not a visit with the umpire to ask if that one hit him. So he'll pay John a visit, but a run comes across to score from Tracer Lopez on the wild pitch.
Yeah, I don't think it got him. And then Gray had a hard time picking the ball up right on top of the ACU logo. I don't know if he lost it in the white or what, but we're going to have a pitching change here. Coach McCarty does not like what he sees from David John. A little wild with 2 walks and a hit batter. And already a run across the board for Texas Tech.
Yeah, 3 free passes. Leads to David John exiting with just 1 out in the 7th from Abilene. The Red Raiders jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the first. It stayed that way for a long time. The Wildcats got one back in the fifth, but have given it up in the top of the seventh, and Caden Grenay in to keep it at just a one-run top of the seventh.
Yeah, Caden Grenay, haven't seen him as of late. Last outing was March 29th at McNeese. Through 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, walked the batter as well. Hadn't had as strong of a year this year as he has in the past. He's got a big breaking over-the-top 12-6 curveball that he'll throw. The fastball, decent in the upper 80s, low 90s. But Grenay, he's been kind of a go-to guy for the Wildcats in recent years. This year, not as much the case. And a fresh buzz cut there from Grenay. Normally has a lot longer hair. Switching things up with a clean cut.
His last outing probably wasn't what he wanted from it necessarily. Had to cut the hair, try to get the bad vibes out. Take a look at our replay of that last little sequence here. It led to the run. It'll go as a wild pitch. Was inside to the batter in Garcia. And we see Lopez take home plate here. He kind of had a slow start, but he beats John with no throw from Gray. And now puts the Red Raiders back up by 5. It's 6-1 here in the top of the 7th. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN Plus. Roman Raffelli and Jaden West from Bullock Brothers Ballpark. First pitch from Grenay missed low to the batter Ferraro. That one finds the zone 1-1. Ferraro on the day, a walk, a single, and a fly out. He's yet to score. One of just 4 Red Raiders in the lineup who haven't. Now the 1-1 misses inside, 2-1.
You say Grenay, a big 12-6 curveball. Brings it up over the top. Fastball 88, 89 miles an hour. Curveball in the mid-70s, real slow. Throw it for a strike early in counts. He'll try to throw it below the zone in the dirt to get a swing and miss. This time here, you try to see him throw it for a strike on that back door. Couldn't quite catch the corner of the plate, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, he's behind 3-1. Grenay, the graduate student, getting his master's in business administration. 3-1, he drops it in, and that's a really nice pitch. That's the beauty of the 12-6 is it's just going to roll off the table when it gets to the plate, and when you can locate it and when you're confident enough to throw that one for a strike, it's a really tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, he likes to throw it a lot. I don't know the numbers, but he probably throws it 40, 45% of the time as opposed to his fastball.
Payoff pitch, chop to Watkins. He picks it on a couple of hops and steps on first for the out. Now runners on second and third, but I think that's the right choice. You don't really want to risk a throwing error trying to go for the double play.
Oh, absolutely not. That one's chopped, and having to come get it was Watkins running forward. Nice pick. Kind of moved his chin a little bit. Like to see the chin stay down a little more, but that's the right play. No reason to try to throw, flip the hip, set your feet. You didn't have time for that. Good speed on the base paths for Texas Tech. Got the second out. Now Caden Grenay looking to just come in and continue his cleanup here as the mop-up guy.
Second and third, 2 outs. First pitch is skied to center field. Coming on is JT Thompson. And he can't make the diving catch. Landed just in front of him. Ryan Jones was already there, but did not call off Thompson. So 2 score on a bloop single from Quintantar. And now the lead extended to a game-high 7 runs.
Yeah, man, Grenay thought he had it cleaned up. And Ryan Jones just kind of held up. Couldn't tell. Thompson may have called him off. Thought it was going to be closer. The wind held it up in the air, but should have been an easy grab for Ryan Jones, the right fielder. Instead, Thompson has to come screaming in and can't make the catch, and it's an easy 2 runs scored. Now for an 8-1 Texas Tech lead.
And credit to him, Thompson got on his horse. He had to cover a lot of ground, but that is absolutely a play that Ryan Jones in right field probably should have, taken command of and made the catch.
Yeah, if you just give me a spray chart of all of Matt Quintantar's hits, and that's the only one on the page, and you show me where it landed, I am not thinking the center fielder was anywhere close to it. Thompson almost made the grab. He's quick. He can move, but that should have been either Ryan Jones or even Maddox Meese going out to make that grab.
Now it's 1-1, 2-1 to Robin Villeneuve. He's 0 for 3 on the day, still looking for his first hit. 2-1. He gives a big cut, but a big whiff. 2-2.
Yeah, Villeneuve's had a tough day. Hadn't swung at the best pitches. He's gone after a lot of breaking balls out of the zone. If I'm Grenay, I'm throwing that curveball again, but not anywhere near the zone. Bounce it in the dirt if you need to.
The 2-2, he does just that and bounces it in, but no swing. He fills the count at 3-2.
Yeah, that went a little too far away. He bounced it pretty far out in front of the plate. Not bringing out a swing from the first baseman, but do it again. It's your best pitch. Go right back to the breaking ball. See if you can get a ground ball.
3-2, runner goes, driven into left field. It'll land on a couple of hops in front of Ladisaw, and he'll quickly get it in to keep the runner at second base. You know, with 2 outs and a 3-2 pitch, runner's going. You think he's advancing probably to third base from first, but a nice hustle in left field to keep him at second.
Yeah, it was a good job by Ladisaw, but that ball was hit so hard that really Quentin Tart didn't have a chance to get to third.
The shortstop, number 1.
Grenade did throw that curveball once again, like I wanted him to, but he hung it right down the middle of the plate. I mean, that ball was just center of the strike zone. And so instead of a ground ball, he gets a line drive out to left field.
Misi dances off a second. Pitch from Grenade is bunted for a hit. 2 outs here. Arias has to field and throw it quickly, and he does. Nick Arias charges that one. A sneaky play from Coleman Ryan at the bottom of the order. 3 come across to score on 3 hits and 3 free passes. We'll head to the bottom half of the 7th.
Number 44, Logan Beavis.
It's stretch time in the big country. 8-1, the Red Raiders lead over the Abilene Christian Wildcats. And for a story on a guy who's got experience with both these teams, we'll send it to the 3rd member of our team, and that's Daisy Strine.
Hey, Roman. Yeah, thanks. Texas Tech assistant coach J. Bob Thomas is actually a graduate of Abilene Christian University. Back in 2005, he graduated with a degree in mass communications. Thomas was a 4-year all-conference catcher while beginning his career at Howard College before transferring on over to ACU and finishing his degree in 4 years. Thomas's collegiate playing career included throwing out 30% of what would be base stealers. He completed his college career being named the all-tournament team at the 2004 Lone Star Tournament, where ACU finished in the top 10 in the country with a 42-17 overall record, while claiming its 2nd consecutive league championship. A really cool story here for this Texas Tech and Abilene Christian team. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Daisy. J. Bob Thomas, really cool story to him. You know, an Abilene Christian graduate of 05. He's been with Tim Tadlock at Tech the whole time, both 14-year coaches for the Red Raiders. And we have our new pitcher in the ballgame. It's Logan Beavis out of Longwood, Florida. The tallest pitcher we've seen in this one, a lanky righty, 6'6" on the mound.
Yeah, 6'6", 225 from Longwood, Florida. 50th appearance on the year. Nice ERA at 3.54. Saw him warming up in the pen last inning, but Tadlock was able to hold him out there until the 7th. And now with a 7-run lead, he can go out there and just throw strikes.
At 2.75 ERA on the year, he's been effective. Gotta imagine we're gonna see quite a bit of velo from him. Probably a high arm angle, looking to get a long stride there as well. Just make that ball feel like it's falling from the sky to home plate. Well, with Maddox Misi, Zant Payne, and Diego Cardenas due up here in the 7th. First pitch is in to Misi, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Struck out in the 5th.
It was a great story there by Daisy Strine on Coach Thomas. Like you said, 2004, 2005 as a Wildcat. Of course, that was back in the Division II days when they were in the Lone Star Conference. Coach Thomas betting .333 that last season. Didn't want to come back, visit his old stopping grounds, which look a lot different now than they did back then. Of course, the renovation last year, now Bolick Brothers Ballpark got an upgrade. It's a great ballpark to come play in. I can't imagine the Texas Tech dislikes coming over to Abilene. Not too far of a bus ride to play in a great facility.
Well, that's kind of the unspoken part of mid-majors getting big midweek battles with Power Fours, is that, they wouldn't come and visit if they didn't know they'd be treated well, if they'd have a good quality of product as well. Like, you don't want to come, take your time, the travel and everything to play a bad baseball game. It's been a competitive one. I mean, a 7-run lead for Texas Tech, but it, has felt much closer than that. Now Misi watches a 1-2 miss high for 2-2.
It's been a couple blown-up innings where there were free passes allowed and a couple dinky base hits. I mean, the blooper that scored 2 runs in that last inning that should have been caught. That's a couple runs right there, and 3 free passes to open up the inning is the other, another run. And so tough for ACU. They've had a couple bad innings, but the zeros in between look really good, and they've also put up some competitive at-bats. They've hit the ball hard, just only 1 run to speak for it so far.
AC fouls it off at 2-2. We'll do it again. And to credit Texas Tech, I mean, not everything's gone their way, but they've just found a way to get it done here tonight in Abilene. Now, the 2-2 is cut on and missed. Misi goes down for the 2nd time. First strikeout of the ball game for Bevis.
The shortstop, number 2.
That's now his 12th on the season.
Yeah, nice fastball in the inner half. 93 with some arm side run. It's kind of the MO for these Texas Tech pitchers, especially the righties. It's a strong fastball with some arm side run. That's 93 moving in on the hands you see there. Maddox Misi just couldn't get the barrel to it. Misi's a great hitter and keeps his hands inside really nicely, but couldn't catch up to that one. It's out 1.
Lineup rolls over to the top. It's Zant Payne from the left side here. He's been hit by a pitch. He's doubled. He's scored.
Yeah, big hit in his last at bat. Double out to right center field. He was the spark to get that offense going. Ended up scoring the only run of the game so far for ACU.
Yeah, back in that 5th inning. It was the front end of 3 consecutive hits. One of the top 3 in the Wildcat lineup. Looking for some similar success here. Wildcats trying to climb out of a 7-run deficit. This one chopped right back to Bevis. He takes a second, composes himself, fields it, tosses in time to first base for the out.
The designated hitter, Diego.
Well, Brady Ladislaw no longer holds the softest hit ball by an ACU Wildcat today. He did, and it was a base hit. Now Zant Payne. That one not hit too hard. Right back to the pitcher. Bevis, no problem throwing it over to first for out 2.
And now Diego Cardenas, the Wildcats DH, digs in. From that left side, a .319 average, 18 home runs. It's tied for the conference lead, as we've said several times, but we've also said Diego Cardenas home run several times, so I think the publicity is warranted. 51 driven in on the season in that 2 spot. Davis ahead early 0-1. Misses high with a fastball.
Cardenas, yes, he hits power, but he also hits for average. .319 on the season. Not long ago, snapped a 15-long game hitting streak. He's got 13 multi-hit games this season.
Fouls this one back down the 3rd base line.
.51 hits, 51 RBIs. That's impressive.
It just tells you, I mean, a lot of those are, him driving himself in,
True.
but he's also just been so effective in that 2 spot. He's got, I mean, he had 9 RBI in the midweek game against SFA about 2 months ago now. 1-2, hit hard to that right side. A nice grab there from Villeneuve, and he'll take it himself to end the 7th inning. An 8-1 lead. The Red Raiders looking to carry it through the final 3. We'll have the final 2 on the other side of a break on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, top of the 8th, an 8-1 lead for the Red Raiders. A couple of big innings, a 5 spot in the 1st, a 3 spot in the 7th. Wildcats just 1 run in the 5th. Red Raiders looking for a win here tonight, and then they'll head on to Oklahoma State. And the Oklahoma and SEC battle. That's coming up in the midweek next week, followed by Baylor, a hosting of Dallas Baptist, and then BYU, the final, or the first weekend of May there. And what's been just a loaded Big 12, really great competition. Oklahoma State, Baylor, and BYU all towards the bottom of the Big 12 standings. Along with Texas Tech there, it's clumped up there. It's going to be a dogfight to see who can, really rise towards the end of the season. The Raiders certainly looking to do that themselves. As we take a look at our newest pitcher in the ballgame for the Wildcats, it's the right-handed senior local product, Blaine Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer, not a whole lot of appearances this season. This is just his 6th time pitching on the year. He had 17 appearances last year, 19 the year before that. I think he's dealt with a little bit of shoulder trouble, but Last time he pitched was against Texas Tech back in Lubbock. He threw 1 inning, gave up a pair of hits, 3 runs, and walked a batter. Before that, pitched in the midweek against Stephen F. Austin. It was a nice scoreless 1 strikeout, no hits, 1 inning of work. But not a whole lot of time this year in 2026, his senior campaign. But he has always been a kind of a go-to reliever for Coach McCarty over the last 3 seasons. He's got a good curveball. The fastball has really gained velocity since he's been in college. High school, it was 87, 88 miles an hour. Now it's up to 92, 93. He's also developed a cutter here in the last couple of seasons that's really nice as a third pitch for him.
And he'll have the top of the order due up here in the 8th. Kyler Thompson leading it off. He'll be followed by Tracer Lopez and Connor Schaus. Be right, left, right for the righty in Palmer. Works from the stretch. And the first pitch is fouled back by Thompson. Thompson's only been retired once this ball game. It came in the 6th with runners on 2nd and 3rd. A big inning for Carson Wallace to then keep it at a 4-run deficit, but Wildcats give up 3 in the 7th. Now lead swells to 8.
And he's always looking to swing at that first pitch fastball. Take a big rip there on the first pitch, the fastball from Palmer.
0-1 bounces in on the off speed, and we saw it in that pivotal at bat in that 6th inning. Carson Wallace did not throw him a fastball. He refused to throw him a fastball. Would go to the changeup, the off speed pitches, but would not give him what he wanted, and it paid off.
Yeah, he didn't throw him a single one. Palmer tries to go the curveball there on the 0-1 count, just spiked it, but don't expect to see a whole lot more fastballs from Palmer in this at bat either.
1-1 misses outside and low, 2-1.
Yeah, that's the cutter. That's his third pitch. He's developed it over the last couple of years. Last year was a really good pitch for him. Throws it to right-handed hitters, moving away from him.
Two one. Misses low. Now 3-1. Went back to the fastball. Didn't get a swing from Thompson. It was right at the knees.
Yeah, he threw 2 other pitches. The curveball and the cutter not anywhere close to the zone, so he tried to throw a fastball to just get back in it and missed it low. So now 3-1. Thompson's going to be looking for a pitch to drive.
The offering cut on and fouled back. That one right in on the hands. Thompson wanted to take that ball a long ways.
Yeah, not as much velo from Palmer there, but a little more run. Thompson took it hack, kind of swung out of his shoes. Now, I'd be looking for another fastball, though. Sit fastball adjust to the curve, but Palmer couldn't locate the breaking ball early in this at-bat.
Palmer delivers. Driven right back up the middle. Misi charging is going to have to get it out quickly. The throw won't be made. It's an infield hit for Thompson, just right off the hands, but able to find a way on base to lead it off.
That's so tough. That's a fastball. Like I said, he knew he was going to get it, but this was up and in. A great pitch from Palmer. Sawed him off. That might have been maybe 3 inches above the bat tape, and hits it 40 miles an hour back out towards second base. And just an easy infield single for Kyler Thompson. He's got great speed. Look for him to steal the bag here.
Yeah, now 4 for 5 on the evening with 4 singles. Palmer lifts and delivers. First pitch is an off-speed, misses high and out. Thompson did not go. Stole his 21st bag in the first inning.
Kyler Thompson's just an ideal leadoff hitter. He doesn't have any home runs, not a power threat, but he's speedy. Good at defense, and he just slaps singles all over the field.
Pitches in the dirt. Brady Gray does a nice job staying in front of it. No movement from Thompson.
You know, Tracer Lopez batting here, pretty similar type of player. Not a lot of power. He's slugging .500 on the year, just 1 home run, but the average at .361. He's got a few stolen bases, 6 under his belt. He's been a great hitter at the top of the order for Texas Tech for many years.
Palmer lifts, delivers 2-0, fouled on the left field line, 2-1. And it's an impressive top of the order because, like what you said, they're guys who can slap it out there, just find contact, get on base, and then let the true sluggers with Connor Schaus and Logan Hughes, even Lincoln Garcia as a freshman, let them drive in the runs, let them hit for power, try to put some real barrels on the ball. 2-1, again driven foul down the left field line.
Yeah, the offense has not been the issue for Texas Tech this season. As a team, they're batting .353 with 46 home runs. In conference, they're slugging .531. They're hitting great. They're averaging, almost 10 runs a game. Of course, you have a couple blowouts in there that throw that number off, but it's been the pitching side that has been the issue. The ERA as a team, .753.
Runner goes here, swing and a miss. The throw from Gray, not in time. They get the strikeout of Lopez, but Thompson takes second.
Now 22 for 27 on the year in stolen bases, Kyler Thompson. Last year he was perfect. He stole 29 bases. He had 29 attempts, all of them successful. This one, a great throw by Gray, but Thompson just a little too quick. Picked up the out, but now a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, great location on the throw, but just not in time. Now Connor Schaus digging in. He gives a big offering, but comes up empty. Schaus on the day, a hit by pitch, a single, and a walk. Scored in the 7th after being hit by David John. He did remain in the ballgame, got hit on that front knee, walked to first base pretty gingerly, but staying in. Thompson dances off a second. This one fouled straight back into the netting. Now Palmer ahead 0-2.
Schaus has had a good day. Pitched the first 2 innings of the ball game. Had 3 strikeouts. No runs, no walks. Had a base hit back in the 5th. Line drive through the 6th hole.
0-2, they go back to the base. Not in time. Thompson keeping his head on a swivel. Macy still camped behind the bag. Holding Thompson on. Palmer looks. Macy clears the leg lift. Misses in the dirt 1-2.
Yeah, Macy and Palmer have a great connection. Of course, Macy has caught Palmer for the last couple of seasons. Actually, 3 seasons. Good chemistry between the two. Blaine hadn't seen Maddox at second base a whole lot, but the pick plays, they're able to communicate. So you may see more pickoffs in this inning from Palmer because he's trusted.
Called strike 3. Palmer goes to the fastball and paints the corner. Schaus didn't like the call, had some words with home plate umpire and Michael Anderson. Now 2 gone in the inning.
Yeah, it's a good pitch right on the outside corner. Blaine Palmer just dots it up. Of course, Gray wasn't really set up there. Kind of missed a spot, but it proves to be effective as he gets Schaus down on strikes for out number 2. The velo not as high for Blaine Palmer here today, just at 90, 91 miles an hour. But again, he hadn't seen a whole lot of work this season. He can top out at 93 or 94, but
yeah, we're gonna go.
Expect to see him bring a lefty in here.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the bullpen here. Looks like that'll be Chase Batten out of the bullpen. You mentioned some rehab going on for Palmer, likely just due to a pitch count here. We'll take another break. Top of the 8th, 2 gone. 8-1 Texas Tech. Back on the beautiful campus of Abilene Christian University. Sun slowly setting here on a lovely Wednesday. Right about 8 p.m. This one, first pitch was just after 5. We now have our 8th pitcher for the Wildcats, and Chase Batten, the true freshman out of Richmond, Texas, stands in at 6'1", 198. Again from that left side. 8 appearances, 14 the ERA. A couple of tough outings, really pushing that ERA up. He gave up 3 earned runs against St. Thomas on Valentine's Day. Went just a third of an inning. In fact, he's got 6 outings of his 8. Now this is now his 8th, where he's thrown just a third of an inning.
Yeah, 6 of 7, just 1 out coming in, but he's pitched well. The ERA looks bad because he hasn't had a whole lot of work. He gave up 3 runs against St. Thomas, 2 against Dallas Baptist, and 1 against TCU. But in his last 4 outings, he hasn't given up a single run, 2 walks to TCU in his 1/3 of an inning there, but got a strikeout. So come in, pitch one more 1/3 of an inning, and then we may see a 9th pitcher next inning for ACU.
Yeah, this looks to be a spot guy for head coach McCarty.
Chase Batten. Fastball in the upper 80s with a lot of run. Southpaw comes in to get the lefty in Logan Hughes. Fastball will be moving in on the hands, breaking ball moving away. Runner out in scoring position. Base hit should score the speedy Kyler Thompson.
See some fans hanging out. A lovely evening here. Clear skies. The wind has calmed down a good bit, not pushing in much from right field anymore. Infield playing him to pull it slightly. His first pitch gets by Brady Gray, and the runner will now move 90 feet away. That's Thompson representing run number 9.
And no reason to worry about that runner now. Gray can't allow a pass ball to get him to score, but for Batten, he needs to just go get the hitter right here. You're in to face the left-handed hitter, throw strikes, and get him to roll one over to the left side or to the right side.
1-0 from Batten, finds the zone, 91 on the fastball. Hughes this evening held the hitless. He scored on a fielder's choice in the first. He walked in the 5th. He flew out in the 7th. Drives this one right up over the middle, off the glove of Maddox Misi, leaping to catch that one. It'll fall in for a hit, and it'll score the Red Raiders' 9th run of the ball game.
Yeah, this ball hit hard, right at 100 miles an hour, but a ball that Maddox Misi expects himself to catch. It was above his head. He jumped, but hit the glove. He believes he should have hauled that one in.
Run first, 2 outs. This pitch to Lincoln Garcia in for a strike. Misses inside, 1-1. Batten takes a sec to take a couple breaths. 1-1, fouled back, now ahead 1-2 on Garcia. Batten set on the left side, takes a look, lifts, delivers, fouled back into the netting. I'll stay on the field and we'll do 1-2 again.
Garcia just staying alive. Here with 2 strikes, he's fouled a couple tough pitches off. Batten trying to get him put away here to end the inning. ACU trails by 8. It's been a tough couple of innings for the Wildcats.
Batten a couple of looks. Delivers home here, skips in. Runner is going to advance. Hughes takes it on the pass ball.
Pretty great. Probably not quite as good defensively as Cannon Sundgren behind the dish. And we've seen that a little bit here. Balls in the dirt haven't been blocked as well. Kind of the backstop and allowed some free bases. Extra 90 feet here and there.
The count now at 2-2. Hughes at second, 2 gone. Pitch from Batten, skips in way past Brady Gray. That one gets to the backstop. And I think we're going to get a balk from Batten.
No, it's not a balk. It's a dead ball call. I believe it was a pitch clock violation.
Batten's let it go down pretty close a couple times. Must have had it there. Now 3-2 on the free ball. The payoff from Batten. Hit hard to Arias at third. He fields on a backhand, throws across on a hop in time to end the inning. 5-3 puts down the Red Raiders, but a run comes across the score on a pair of singles. We'll head to the home half of the 8th. 9-1, the visitors. The lead has swelled to 8 on 13 hits for the Red Raiders. We head to the home half of the 8th here. It'll be Arias, Watkins, and Ladisaw due up for the Wildcats. Jaden, down to 6 outs. You got to take it one at a time here, but Wildcats also looking ahead to a couple of weekend series, a couple of big series in WAC play to close the season.
Yeah, the upcoming schedule, you got UT Arlington at home this weekend. A nice midweek against Dallas Baptist, looking to get back at them for losing up at their place. Then you're on the road at Sacramento State, and then back home for a midweek against UTRGV, who's been a great program here in recent years, and then Utah Valley at home for their final conference series at home for the season. They'll travel out to Utah Tech to wrap up the year before hopefully heading to Mesa, Arizona for that Western Athletic Conference tournament. 6 of 7 teams in the conference will go. Right now, ACU slotted in that 6th spot, but a lot of conference ball left to be played. Unfortunately for Wildcat fans, most of it on the road.
Sam Hardcastle's in to pinch hit for Nick Arias. Arias was 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, but Hardcastle will come in off the bench. Watch his first pitch from Logan Bevis in the dirt for a ball. The 1-0 is skied to right field. Ranging over is Vil New, and it falls out of play for strike 1.
They already made one grab over there by that wall, but this one just too far gone to make a catch. Sam Hardcastle, a senior, he had a really great year last year when Zamp Payne got hurt. Nick Arias moved over to short. Hardcastle got slotted in at third base and really came out hitting the ball well, played good defense. Hadn't seen as much time this year. This is just his 21st game to play in, only 13 starts. He's batting .226, so not as much of in a rhythm. Makes it hard to, have carried success throughout the season, but hadn't been able to plug in and quite be a spark as the Wildcats may have needed in this lineup.
Now behind 1-2. Pitch to Hardcastle. Skied again down that first base line. And no play that time.
Good job by Quintinar, the catcher there for Texas Tech. You might can hear him with our crowd mic. I can hear him in the stadium, though. He's yelling at his first baseman, Villeneuve. 3, 2, 1. How many steps he has to that wall. What allowed the first baseman, Villeneuve, to make that catch earlier in the ball game on the wall. And just good communication all around. That stems from great coaching from Tadlock and his staff.
Now the 1-2 outside, 2-2. It's always the small things that you really see with veteran coaching staffs, with just really well-built programs, and I think that that's something that both of these teams do really well.
I think so. I think Coach McCarty has proven himself as a head coach in the Western Athletic Conference here at ACU. Whether he'll try to take a job that may be up the ladder a little bit, we'll come to find out as his career goes on, but he's really built something here at ACU and has turned himself into a veteran coach in Abilene.
The 2-2 pitch is chopped up the middle. Bevis will take it himself for the second time in 3 batters. Goes 1-3 the put out of Hardcastle now. It's Gavin Brzezowski into pinch hit for Grant Watkins.
Yeah, Coach McCarty just kind of not throwing in the towel, but just using this as an opportunity to get a lot of guys some at-bats against really solid pitching for Texas Tech. A little bit more velo than maybe they're used to seeing. Just more bats that's going to help throughout conference play. If you have a guy go down and Brzezowski needs to step in, we've seen him do it some this year, and he's done a pretty good job when he's been in the game, but just another chance for him and Sam Hardcastle to get an at-bat here in a midweek game.
Brzezowski has played some outfield for the Wildcats this season. He transferred from Baylor. 0-1 is chopped to second. It was played in the shift. Brzezowski unable to run across in time. A long play from the second baseman Lopez. Now quickly 2 up, 2 gone in the inning.
Number 22, Brady Ladisaw.
And now the freshman Brady Ladisaw digs in with 2 outs. He'll stay in the ball game. He's 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th. Wasn't an inning where the Wildcats got runners on first and second, but left them aboard. First pitch to Ladisaw is in for a strike. 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1 the count. This one hit right hard at the shortstop. Ryan throws in time. Now 6-3 to end the 8th. 1-2-3 go. The Wildcats will head to the top of the 9th from Bullock Brothers Ballpark. All Red Raiders 9-1. Back on the beautiful campus of Abilene Christian University, top of the 9th, and for her final story of the ball game, we'll send it down to the third member of our team, and that's Daisy Strine. Hey, Daisy.
Hey, Roman, thank you. This Texas Tech team has found their rhythm, and that's something that they've been searching for. Earlier in this season, the Texas Tech Red Raiders had 8 or more runs in over 15 straight contests, and back earlier in this week, their bats were getting a little bit cold. They were held to 4 or less runs in 5 of their 6 last games. You could say they're back, and the Red Raiders are hot again. Roman, what do you think?
Yeah, hot with 9 runs certainly here tonight. And for those of you listening at home, Daisy Strine, a senior here at Abilene Christian University, walking across that stage in just a couple of weeks. Daisy, I mean, what can you say about your time here as the sideline reporter?
Yeah, I've loved ACU TV so much. My time at ACU has been so beneficial, and I could not be more thankful for the crew behind the scenes. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. Certainly someone that all of our honored talent, all of our student workers, someone they look up to in this program. Daisy, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Roman. Congrats to you as well.
All right, back for the 9th here. A new pitcher on the mound. It's O.J. Gonzalez for the Wildcats.
Yeah, O.J. Gonzalez, a junior out of the Austin area. He's going to come in and throw a fastball right around 90 miles an hour. Gonzalez is making his 9th appearance on the year. Not really a go-to guy for Coach McCarty, but once again on this midweek, just an opportunity to come in, get some innings here as the season progresses on.
He'll have Ferraro, Quintar, and Villeneuve due up here in the 9th. First pitch misses to Ferraro. So it hit right back at him off the leg. He bounces off the mound, grabs it, throw, not in time. It goes up the line. Brzezowski couldn't make the grab. And that'll go single and an error for Ferraro. Gotta hope Gonzalez is all right. That one hot off the bat.
Yeah, 102 right back up. It did hit the turf before it hit him, so that's a good sign. I don't exactly know why Gonzalez here, he tried to pick it up with his glove. He had a chance to get him out, plenty of time. Instead, he picks it up with his glove, transfers it, and that's probably what caused the throw to go awry. And then Ladisaw, who is now out in right field, wasn't able to, or wasn't backing up the throw very well. And so, easy second base for Ferraro because that ball went out towards the wall.
Yeah, Gonzalez going to get a couple injury pitches here. He hopped off the mound. I mean, credit to him. He hustled right back off it. You know, it probably pretty stunning a ball hits you that hard, but able to hop up, you know, commits the throwing error, but got to award the hustle. Now he'll have Quintanar, 3 for 4 on the day. First pitch here lands for a strike. We'll take a look at that comebacker. Fortunately for Gonzalez, like you mentioned, Jaden was able to hit the turf and then get him right in the back of the knee there.
Yeah, then he picks it up with his glove. Just barehand it and throw a strike to your first baseman for the out. Try to help yourself out a little bit. Instead, you're dealing with the runner in scoring position with nobody out.
This one misses outside, 1-1. To Matt Quintanar. 3-run home run, pair of singles, a nice 5 RBI night for the Texas Tech catcher. And it's really just a dangerous lineup up and down it. There's a lot of experience, really capable of swinging the bat, and also just, you know, manufacturing runs, doing a good job as an offense, playing some small ball. Had a little bit of everything here tonight. 2-1. Chopped up the middle. Thompson now at short. Fields it on a couple of hops. Throws in time. Nice play from JT Thompson to get the out. Runner moves to third.
Yeah, we've had some defensive shifts here for the Wildcats. Brady Ladislaw goes from left field out to right field. Brzezowski came in the game as a pinch hitter. He now plays first base. Sam Hardcastle, who pinch hit, plays third. JT Thompson comes from center field at shortstop. Reese Borho will replace him out in center field. And Thomas Schnabel is now in left field with Brady Gray behind the dish.
Nearly the entire defense switched here from the 8th to the 9th. McCarty gets some guys in for some midweek reps. First pitch misses outside from Gonzalez to Villeneuve. 1 for 4 on the day with a single as well as a strikeout. This one fouled back down that right field line, hard off the bat. Also had a pinch hitter for the Red Raiders. It's Souza at now third base. Jace Souza. So it's called a strike to Villeneuve. Souza, the sophomore lefty out of Honolulu.
Yeah, Villeneuve's had a hard time at the dish. He did have a single in his last at bat, but 0 for 3 before that. Hadn't taken great swings today.
This one high and in from Gonzalez. Now 2-2 the count. There's another look at Souza there. The 2-2 cut on and missed. Nice pitch there from Gonzalez. Challenges high with a fastball. Gets a swing and miss from Villeneuve. And up 2 gone in the 9th.
And nothing overpowering about Gonzalez's fastball, but 88, when it's located well, can be very effective. And good job getting the second out of the inning. Now Coach McCarty going to come back out and talk to his pitcher. I think he's just going to go ahead and grab him.
Yeah, just looking for opportunities here in the midweek. Gonzalez will exit with a runner on third and 2 outs in the 9th. I'll bring in a new arm on the other side of a break. Top of 9, it's 9-1 Red Raiders from Abilene. Bullock Brothers Ballpark, the site of this Wednesday night battle between the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the Abilene Christian Wildcats. In to pitch, needing just an out to get to the home half. It's Noah Galvan ready for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Galvan's going to work a 4-pitch mix, primarily the fastball and the slider. We'll also mix in a curveball and changeup as well. Slider's going to be the go-to here. All he needs to do is come in and get 1 out here in the top of the 9th. The senior from Fresno. He's been at ACU for quite a while now. Has dealt with some injuries, though, throughout his college career. Making his 11th appearance on the season. He's been good, though. The ERA has been solid, 8 strikeouts, 8 walks, and an opponent batting average of .323. Not too bad, though, in 9 1/3 innings of work.
Galvan's last outing was Friday at Indiana. Came in through a wild pitch. And exited the ballgame. Before that, he pitched 2/3 of an inning at Tarleton State on April the 9th, and then prior to that, it was at Texas Tech on the 31st. Went just 1/3 of an inning, giving up 2 earned runs on 2 hits, a walk. Both those hits doubles up in Lubbock.
To the plate, number 1,
We'll have
Ryan.
Coleman Ryan here in the 9 spot for the Red Raiders. Excuse me. He's been held hitless this evening. A couple of hard ground balls to the left side, but plays made by Payne and Arias, now replaced by Thompson and Hardcastle. First pitch is in for a strike from Galvan.
And Coleman Ryan's kind of been the weak spot in this Texas Tech starting lineup throughout the year, but still batting at .323. Not a power guy, just really contact. His on-base percentage, though, not high enough. Just at 371, needs to draw more walks. He's only drawn 2 on the year. But he's in the lineup because he's a great glove over at shortstop or wherever they put him. Defensively, he's been really good this year.
So 1-1 count here with Galvan. Now you mentioned he's a great glove at second. He's only had to use it a couple of times, or at shortstop, he's only had to use it a couple of times in this ball game. 1-1 from Galvan misses just outside 2-1. There was a line out in the 6th, a ground out in the 8th, and then a 3-6-3 double play from the Wildcats. But outside of that, they've not gone to the shortstop in Ryan. 2-1 is skied fouled on the right field line.
There's a lot of time Ryan not playing shortstop. We see Lincoln Garcia, the freshman over there. Typically, Connor Schaus is over at third. Of course, Schaus got the start on the hill tonight. Now is DHing, but that brings Coleman Ryan into the infield. Just the 11th start for Coleman Ryan this year. But has played in 27 games.
2-2 from Galvan, gets a swing and miss. And that'll end the top of the 9th. To the bottom we go. The Wildcats need 8 to push to extras, 9 to win it here from Abilene. Top of the 9th here in Abilene. JT Thompson will lead it off for the Wildcats. A couple of other substitutions will follow. Taking a look back at the past, the WAC weekend recap. Utah Tech continued a really strong WAC effort so far with a sweep of Utah Valley. A big, much anticipated weekend series between CBU and Tarleton. The Texans prevailed 2-1. That's a big series win for them. Down the stretch, you get the tiebreaker, but you also just hang around with a really good Lancers team. Yeah,
those are 2 really solid ball clubs. Of course, California Baptist has been ranked in mid-major rankings. Prior to this past weekend, they were projected to represent the Western Athletic Conference in a regional, but just earlier this week it was announced Tarleton State now giving that spot. As far as projections goes, it's like bracketology, just like basketball. Now Tarleton State slotted to represent the Western Athletic Conference, but it'll all come down to Mesa, Arizona here at the end of May. Who wins the conference tournament, who's going to go to a regional, and ACU has a chance at that, and they'd love it. They'd love for it to be them.
And Sacramento State got a big series win over in Arlington over the Mavericks. And it's the CBU team you talk about, they've been one of the best mid-major programs in the country really most of the season. They're doing it without preseason pitcher of the year in Cody New. He went 2 1/3 on opening day and then exited with an injury, but they've continued to just stay steady, stay really good. Got a new arm in for the Red Raiders. It's Jake Spindler, a 6'3" righty freshman out of Walk Hill, New York. First pitch is in for a strike. That one to Thomas Schnabel. Luke Bayer. He's going to chop this one to the first base side. Nice glove grab from Villeneuve, and first out is retired.
Luke Bayer, the lefty, coming in a pinch hit situation in the 6-hole. Here's a look at Jake Spindler, just a freshman, making his second appearance of the year. His only other appearance was a two-thirds of an inning. No hits, 3 runs, 2 walks given up against the University of Albany back on February 20th. So it's been a while since he's pitched. Tadlock gets him on the mound here in the 9th.
First pitch to Boro is in on the feet. Boro, not a ton of run for the Wildcats this season. An Abilene native, went to Wiley High School just on the south side of Abilene. On the season, just an .098 batting average as he takes a ball low, now 2-0.
Yeah, Reese Boro has had a couple of good seasons, had a really good freshman campaign out in center field, moved to left field when Braden Regala stepped in as a freshman. Boro hit good last year, but hadn't seen a whole lot of time this year, hadn't been as consistent with the offensive numbers.
Takes a ball, now 3-0 there. He's got 21 strikeouts in 41 at-bats. That's the big problem of it. But a guy who, in both his freshman and sophomore years really got hot late. Right around the late bit of April, early part of May, became a huge piece both offensively and defensively, something that is probably trying to spark again here. Now the 3-0, he takes it inside for ball 4. So a runner aboard with 1 out on a 4-pitch walk to Boro. And now Brady Gray, switch hitting catcher out of Farmersville, Texas. We'll dig in for his second at bat. He lined out to the shortstop Ryan in the 6th.
Yeah, he hit it hard. A leaping grab from Coleman Ryan out there.
First pitch into Gray is in for a strike. 94 on the fastball, right at the top of the zone.
Yeah, Gray's got a lot of power potential. He's got 5 home runs on the year. Switch hitter. He can be an all-star for this ACU lineup. It's just a sophomore year, but they put a lot of faith in Gray behind the dish, but mainly because of the bat that he provides in the lineup.
I can swing it real well. Does a nice job catching behind the plate. You get another young piece for Coach McCarty and the Wildcats.
I like the way this roster is built as far as year goes. They've got some veterans that are seniors and juniors, but they've also got some young freshmen and sophomores that have a lot of promise and can really take over as sophomores and as a freshman like Brady Ladisaw. But we'll just continue to grow, and we've seen the Wildcats don't get a whole lot of people transferring out of here. Coach McCarty gets them here and tries to keep them in and stay, and they've done a good job of that in recent years and hopes to do it with their young talent this year as well.
And 1-2 to Gray. Misses outside 2-2. I mentioned they've got a good young core. Gray at the plate. Ryan Jones is a redshirt freshman playing out in the outfield. Opposite him, you've got Brady Ladisaw, who's had a spectacular freshman campaign. Some nice young arms really developing under Coach McCarty. Doing some good work here in Abilene. Not quite the result they probably wanted here tonight with Texas Tech. The 2-2 fouled off again from Gray. And I think a big piece of that development and that success is that, they're able to go and compete with Power 4 programs in these midweek games. I mean, they beat TCU a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, this one, a little bit out of hand, but they hung around for a bit. They just couldn't capitalize, left some, key runners on. But this is also, a great program who's also led really well in Texas Tech. 2-2 misses inside to Gray. Now a full count at 3-2. Working a really nice at-bat here.
I'd love to see Brady Gray get more patient at the plate. Strikeout numbers way too high so far this season. They were last year as well. A more patient, disciplined hitter in Gray would be much bigger of a threat in the middle of a lineup.
Payoff pitch. Fouled back. Another nice swing from Brady Gray.
Just continuing to stay alive, fighting off the 93-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone. Look to drive this one the other way out in the left field.
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Gray thought it was out or high. It could have been either right on the edge, but it goes as the second out of the inning.
Yeah, tough call. It was a great at-bat by Brady Gray. Thought he'd worked a long multi-pitch walk with a full count, but instead gets rung up and has to walk back to the dugout.
Now Maddox Misi represents the Wildcats' final out here in the 9th. Runner on and 2 gone. First pitch to him is in for a strike.
Misi not as great of a day today. He did walk in his first at-bat, but since then, back-to-back swinging strikeouts to open up a pair of innings. Looking for his first base hit of the day.
One skips in. Boro stays at first. One to Misi. Skied just behind home plate. And it'll fall on top of the press box. 1-2.
Good job coming in and throwing strikes. Did give up the walk to Reese Borho, but Jake Spindler, just his second appearance on the year. He's a freshman, got a lot of promise. He's got good stuff. Throws the ball hard. A lot of potential here. Nice to see him in an outing on a midweek towards the end of the season.
Misi calls time. And a big swing and miss ends it for the Wildcats. The Texas Tech Red Raiders take a trip south here to Abilene. They get a 9-1 victory. Jaden, a 5 spot in the first. They controlled the game from that point on, tacking on a couple, countering ACU's 1 run in the 5th, walking out of Abilene with now a week where they win both their midweek games in back-to-back days.
Yeah, nice momentum for Texas Tech. They're going to head into the weekend, play more conference baseball. This weekend they'll get Oklahoma State at home at Dan Law Field, but just good momentum. They play 2 teams out of the WAC. Tarleton last night, Abilene Christian today get 2 dominating wins. The offense remains hot. They're averaging 9 to 10 runs a game and just continuing to keep it up as they try to get some momentum. They're going to start crawling their way back in the Big 12 standings.
Yeah, our player of the game here this evening is Matt Quintantar. A 3 for 5 day with a home run, 3 runs scored on that one, and a 5 RBI night.
Yeah, just all-around great game. He got it started off in the first inning with that long ball and picked up a couple of singles on the way. Multi-RBI game. Quintantar, good catcher behind the dish for Texas Tech. He's going to be a big part as this season progresses as he supports the bottom of the order.
Yeah, a big piece in that lineup. Everyone contributed real well. It started with a 5 spot in that first inning. They did not look back here on the road in Abilene. This has been a presentation of Western Athletic Conference baseball here on ESPN Plus. All games airing live and are archived on the app. From Daisy Strine in her final game, a part of the ACU TV crew, as well as my broadcast partner, Jaden West, and the entire ACU TV crew led by Tyler Hatfield. I'm Roman Raffelli saying so long and good night from Abilene.